Live once again. Take 2. Audio issues fixed.
There
All
were
right.
never any audio issues.
Once
you could always
more.
hear what we were saying.
We are going to start in our usual manner of introduction. First up, we have Blackout as
Carrick Marsh.
the Cronus as
Shax and what Scala?
we've had Denez.
Tilde.
Birthday boy Marcus as
Corvus.
Sammy as
Gibson.
Tobias as
Caspia Pia.
and me, Yuli, as your friendly DM. I wonder who would like to give the recap. Is it you, Sammy?
I am going to give the recap.
Go for it.
An abridged quick recap. Enjoy this abridged quick recap. Tilde made a deal with Miris in exchange for being rescued. Tilde would, in fact, negotiate with the party to get on Miris's planned side of kill gods, maybe, and do punishment in prison. I don't know. And actually, I think it was in prison gods. Tilde also agreed to 24 hours of Miris being able to do what he wants. I would like to point out there was no clarification on that 24 hours. That's going to be fun. We got to get together as a group. We were in the Feywild. People threw up. People didn't throw up. We got out of the Feywild. We were in Winden. Carrick had a heartwarming reunion with his father. People made a scene in the tavern. Carrick probably didn't appreciate. Carrick felt out how he felt about his father and decided to bring his father back to Beacon with him. Told him to get his stuff. We went down to go see Father Ted. After seeing Father Ted and telling him he was going to get us Aflac with us, he told us he had basically a go bag in case of pitchforks and torches for some reason. Gibson didn't understand. We told him we'd come back and get him in an hour. We went up, saw Stenhouse. Stenhouse gave us our new radio. Arranged for James to send people out to go save Maris. And James was going to stay behind to do some last minute stuff to meet us in Beacon before the trip to Yennis Aflac. We went back down, picked up Carrick's dad, picked up Father Ted, went back to Beacon. Carrick had a night with his dad, introducing his dad to his wife. At some point, Carrick had messages with his mom on Sending Stone where he may have upset her because he insinuated that she wouldn't love her grandchildren as much if they were dragons, which he believed was actually the truth, and apparently she took offense to. He had a nice night with his father, helping him try to find a job and just getting acquiesced into town. Meanwhile, Father Ted came and hang out at the Brotgren house. Corvus at one point had a lovely date with Echo. I think that mostly everybody kind of got their ways about themselves. I don't remember anything specific with Tilde, Cassie, and Shax other than that they were doing the things that they were doing previously. We all met up the next day in Furamir to get Manias, the guide that was the person we were going to take with us to Yennis Aflac that Tilde had arranged. We got Manias, we got Zachiel, and a huge group of Illan Angels. I believe there were a total of 4 Maris Angels other than Zachiel that came. One took Cassie's baby fawn that Cassie brought with us to go to Yennis Aflac because she had nowhere to leave it. The fawn was taken by Danielle the slow way to Yennis Aflac, and the rest of us were grabbed by the angels and taken to Yennis Aflac by the angels. We were dropped in a great kind of cratering that had formed in the dirt from a fallen tree that had made kind of like a bowl in the dirt and had little decorative I don't know what the word for them would be. Kind of like flags.
Yeah, it was
like flags or banners or totem markings.
Very, very, very like short ones. It's almost like a fencing, but with like little banners waving off of each little post.
Yeah, with little banners waving off of each post, and that is entirely where we ended.
Okay, very well. Go ahead and take yourself a standing inspiration. Marcus, go ahead and take yourself a heroic inspiration for your birthday. Hadden, you can have a heroic inspiration in a late birthday, if you so wish.
Thank you.
Right. We are going to continue from where we left off. Also, to any viewers, I am sick, so do forgive me.
Got pneumonia.
Yeah. This is the best time to DM. Right. you have landed in this great big bowl in the earth from this uprooted tree. The angel with the goat has not shown up yet.
I mean the deer.
Yeah, the deer. Angel with the deer has not shown up yet. And the other angels sort of, let go of each of you that they were carrying. And one of the wilder-looking angels sort of looks over the group of you, and then says, "The Druidic Circle should be meeting you here soon. I assume you do not require a guard."
I don't think we do. I don't really know how this goes. I'm sorry, I didn't get any of your names. I don't know any angels.
My name is Cindio.
Cindy, it is a pleasure to meet you.
Mm.
I'm Gifton.
I'm aware. Father is fond of speaking of you.
There are all
Yeah.
bedtime stories about gift.
I'll be honest, I would not be as surprised as they were most of us.
Now, if you'll excuse me, the Prime's duties often take them elsewhere. So,
Oh wow, you're the Prime?
I just bow their head slightly.
I'm so sorry to have disturbed you with our stupidity. My greatest apologies.
I do as my father commands, without question. Good day to you all. And with a flap of their wings, they somewhat huffily leave. The other angels following suit.
The unspoken phrase being, although I'm really reconsidering that part right now.
Carrick's gonna swap his swift weave over to his traveler's clothes.
Oh, right, you've got a magic outfit. Okay.
Yeah.
You
I
you
said
could,
the shift
like,
weave.
visibly deflates a little bit. I never got to meet a Prime before.
Raziel gives you a look.
Adriel.
Raziel has never claimed to be a Prime. He was a muse.
No. Dadriel.
Dadriel.
I was saying, other than
Yeah.
Dadriel, I mean, like, Dadriel's like I don't know, he's like the only Lawlin angel, so he's like super special.
I mean,
You met the
We-
Morgani Prime.
I was just saying we met the Morgani Prime. We didn't get her name at the god meeting, but
And I mean, like, meet, like, not like
actually talked for a
have
little
them-
while.
I think we
Yeah.
met Hayes Prime, didn't
You've
we?
met
I mean,
Lucifer.
one. Lucifer's an experience.
Yes, he is.
There are very few primes we haven't met at this point.
I mean, there's quite a few we haven't met.
That's quite a few we haven't met.
Because it's like 3. Well, now 4.
Father Ted is doing all manner of like quick Hail Marys and chest gestures because he has just met the primary angel from his apocrypha.
I'm going to sit down with Father Ted Neal in the dirt right here, and I'm going to touch the dirt with him, and I go, we should pray and be thankful that we are here and thankful for what we were given.
Yes, we should. And he will kneel down into the dirt.
I'll pray with him. I'm going to pray very, very, very thoughtfully in great thanks to Cindiel and Danielle and the rest came to take us so carefully here.
And then there is a flapping of wings and a little as a deer is shoved into Cassie's arms.
Thank you, Danielle.
Thank you.
And Danielle just nods, and there's a slight upturn of their lips before they too flap away. And Manias is sort of clambering out of the bowl in the earth, and already seems to be taking out some charcoal and some a notebook, and is just sketching.
He's a very sketchy person.
Okay, well, this is good. I realize we have a real uphill battle coming for us, so that'll be fun. So Father Ted, hopefully
The hill is not that
people are-
bad. It's only a little bowl in the earth.
Oh, it's massive, sir. It's massive.
I'm gonna look up, like, how heavy is the tree cover? Like, above.
You are getting like little holes of light coming through of natural sky. You can see. Doesn't seem to be that bad. The trees are about twice the height of the tallest you've seen in Barast.
So they're very high up there, but they are
They're-
kind of blocking most of the sun.
Yes. And it is noisy here. Like, ridiculously noisy. There are all different manners of chirps, like, even beyond just the wind that you hear affecting the trees. There's a little sort of groaning around you. There's chirps, there's skittering, there's distant, strange bark noises. Just
Bark
how...
like
a dog,
or bark
yes.
Like, okay. I would say we're like tree.
Jax is going to very calmly be having his hand on his pistol.
You ever feel like you just went home again, but you'd never been there before?
You ever feel like you just went home again, but you've never been there before?
Which one was that?
Echo.
Nope.
Manias?
That came from above you.
I'm
gonna
gonna
look up.
look
Looking
up.
up.
There is a strange creature perched on a branch. It's mostly green. Looks like it is
Oh.
rather leafy. Has a rosebud-like head that unfurls into a set of teeth, and is in a vaguely bird-like shape.
Oh, pretty. Gibson's gonna start flapping up. Hello.
Oh, pretty. Gifton, big or small
Interesting.
right now?
I'm human size right now.
Human size right now? Okay. Yeah, it just goes, oh, pretty at you, and it sort of spreads its wings out and mimics your flapping.
I want to get closer to this. This seems great.
Okay.
Plumly pulling sidearm.
Captain, there may be.
Not
a
pointing yet, but he has it
situation-
out.
It sort of hops along the branch, like, away from you. It's not fleeing entirely, but it seems to be keeping some distance.
Is it like monkey, kind of like arms longer than the rest of it type?
It's basically a parrot shape.
Or okay, so it looks like a bird with a.
Captain,
Very
please
weird
stop
hat.
going chasing fauna when you just arrived.
Is that fauna or
Was
flora?
only imitating.
Animal handling roll, please, Gifton.
All right, I'll try.
Do be careful.
Manias is going to mumble, flora and fauna rather overlap here.
As long as they don't overlap us.
Lion.
Sorry, it's taking a little bit for the sheet to load. There we go.
Okay.
Not
Yeah.
bad.
You say, come
That's not
come here, and it mimics you. It hops slightly closer, and then there's a as that rosebud head unfurls, and this sort of viscous purple goo is shot at you. Let's just do a quick little rolly. Actually, this I know what this would be in D&D. Dexterity saving throw.
Okay. I have to remember how these character sheets work because it's been a while.
Click on the area that says saving throw dex. Dexterity?
Oh yeah, that. So that's like a.
As I
Nine.
expected.
Or
You
something.
very deftly dodge aside. This was aimed at your face. And it basically just impacts another branch in this tree, and there is a light sizzling sound. Notably, it doesn't flee, it just sort of tilts its head, hops back and forth on the branch a bit. Come here.
Oh, you're cute. I like you. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Flat back down.
As you flap that down, it sort of like waits a moment, then like flaps down to a lower branch, and just watching you all.
It may be best that you stay in your larger form.
We don't want things eating you.
Oh, I have to wear the ring even more.
I thought you enjoyed it.
It makes
Would
me
you rather
feel
be
sick.
launched?
Now, the thing is that now she has to wear the ring. That's the kicker, isn't it?
I've had to wear it for a long time now.
I have an open pocket if you want, Raziel says.
You around as yell, Dingus?
Beep, beep.
I shall suddenly be thinking this.
Put the fat to
Dingus half pays attention to Raziel. He's looking up at the strange parrot thing and it does a little spit of his own in its direction. Doesn't actually go very far from Dingus, more just dribbles down his chin.
And that's Dingus for you.
One was acid, one was just drool.
I mean, I can replicate one of them.
I probably should stay like this at least until we get Father Ted settled.
It's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Yes. So, where do we go from here?
I think they said that the circle would be meeting us soon, so I'm worried that if we wander off into the woods, we'll be in danger.
Probably. I wonder how long they will take before they are here.
I don't know.
How high is the crust of the crater?
It's about a 15-foot.
Is it 20 degrees, 30 degrees?
It's a very, very gradual incline. It's pretty easy to climb out of.
Corvus will slowly make his way off in that direction.
I was gonna bring up. Go ahead. Bye bye.
I'm literally just 20 feet from you.
Okay.
On the ground.
I was just gonna say though that we should discuss some ground rules for the group of us for things, and this is just my suggestion. I'm worried about magical mansion as a spell right now. That was my plan for how we were going to rough it originally. Yeah, I'm just worried that I might make a doorway into
Oblivion.
Yeah.
That means that we do.
I have the ritual for tiny hut.
Yes. There's that.
Keeps it dry and comfortable.
I still have my tent.
I still have my tent. I was wondering if people had, in fact, tents with them. The other thing is should we be worrying about how much of our important things we're keeping in our bags of holding? What if suddenly our bags of holding don't open?
If her influence on magical items extends that far, we're in a whole world of trouble. We're covered in them.
Yes. So I'm just saying.
I think it is safe to assume that if the bags are not working, we have much larger problems on our hands.
Yeah, I'm just not sure how prepared we should be for the worst. You know.
Corvus unslings his backpack and pulls out his rations, pulls out his tent, pulls out some rope, nods, puts it back in his normal backpack.
Corvus is like, finally, my day has come.
Yeah, she's just very calmly.
Gibson looks over at Corvus and lightly taps the saddle with the blankets and rope and all the stuff strapped onto it on Dingus.
I have my bedroll and my rope on the outside.
Yeah.
Actually, what else do I have?
It's just that we are unfortunately in a very
and my lantern.
Wild and exciting place. So we might need to actually keep proper watches.
What does Corvus
that's
see
not a bad idea anyways.
within 120 feet of the crater rim?
Trees, bushes. This is not particularly tame bushes or foliage in general. This is very uneven ground, like dips and hills. Great big roots coming out and creating these arches. Pretty hard to navigate terrain. And you can probably see 30 feet in any one direction before something blocks your view.
It's a pretty thick underbrush, and the ground is very uneven. So if anything is trying to get us, we will probably hear it coming, and it will have difficulty moving through. And same goes for us.
Why would it have difficulty moving through? This is its native terrain.
It's
Surely it would be used to it.
There are also
it
plenty of
would
magical
have
effects
an
we can have to make it.
advantage, but it still is going to be probably
Anybody that has a passive perception above 24, please go yo ho.
yo ho.
Yo
Oh,
ho.
ho.
Wow.
22.
Okay.
Hi, I'm a boring player that doesn't do these things.
Right. So the
You're
yo
a
ho,
wisdom class.
yo ho
and I
crowd.
don't
Doesn't have,
perception.
she doesn't have expertise, so
You all hear the sound of approaching bodies through the foliage. Actually, for some of you, this is a familiar sound. It harkens back to being chased through the night, oh so long ago, fleeing from Tarnstead. Remember the pack of dire wolves?
Those were just wolves.
No, your imaginations
There was
have
a
run
dire wolf
further
in
with it.
charge.
So,
Yeah.
do you think when the police people come?
I think
There
we're going to have some
people-
company
there are
as
things
Corvus
approaching.
slides back down the rim.
Calmly
Don't
switching
skid
pistol
along
into
that
holster.
dirt. It's nice.
Pulling out hunting rifle from whoever.
What are you doing?
Drawing
Prepared.
heavy load and turning it on.
As
I'm
if
just
to answer
trying
your question,
my-
Gifton, in a burst of motion, 6 wolves, dire wolves, I should say, burst from the underbrush, moving swiftly around the circle of this this tree, this dip, and taking up positions, just waiting at the edge, looking down at you all.
just holding stick.
Hello. I'm
It's
gonna
a
wave.
walking stick. Totally.
Fortunately, I speak Brassian, so that's what this is.
At that hello, two of them all seem to look at each other, and then one of them starts to shift. It's a not terrible sight. It's more of a sort of fluzzing of form, a flurrying of motion, and then there is a naked man standing there. He has a great no abs. He is skin and bone. He is very old looking. He is bent over a bit. He has a great big long grey beard.
Thaldir in the goddamn bathhouse again.
Yeah, basically. If Faldir was a human, this would be Faldir.
Mm,
I don't know. Thaldir was
Thaldir was thick.
a bit more bulkier.
Thaldir had a dad bod. An old dad bod.
Yeah, he has a bald spot in the middle of his head, and gets the hair sort of making a ring around it. It's fuzzed out incredibly.
Hi, are you place wolves?
He squints at you, and
Wolves.
then sort of says something in a language I don't think most of you speak.
I don't speak this. I'm going to repeat my question in Fey. Hi, are you place wolves?
His eyes are alight briefly, and
Out of curiosity, what language is it?
I'm activating my
it
circlet.
is the native language of Unisaflak.
I'm
Okay.
activating my circlet, so I don't know if it'll work, but I am activating it for comprehend languages.
Okay, you're going to do comprehend languages. Okay, in that case,
As if it's Sylvan, I do actually speak that.
you do speak it.
I speak Sylvan.
Oh, you speak Sylvan. Okay.
I
Yeah.
speak
That's why I was
Sylvan, which is
Sylvan.
what we've been.
I speak Sylvan and Elvish.
I
so.
speak Sylvan, which is was what we were using for Fey. So.
Yeah. I will say that there are sounds that are familiar, but it's in the same way that Latin's a root language for us, you know.
Mhm.
But the mention of speaking of Fae, you get a couple of broken words in return. There's a hello in a Fae dialect that is unfamiliar but close enough that you understand it, and then he seems to frown a bit as if that's about all of the Fae he knows.
I'm going to bow appreciatively to them, and then I'm going to look over at Manias and go, "Can you translate?"
Oh,
Or-
yes, that's right. You don't speak.
Well, I speak quite well, actually, but I don't understand their language.
Manias waves his hand a bit as if, debatable.
Haha, funny joke. Oh.
Gonna root around in my bag and pull out the Helm of Comprehending Languages.
That's what I'm using.
Okay. All right.
I'm
So-
going to activate my bracelet of comprehend languages so I can listen, but I can't talk.
Mhm.
And I got one for everybody. Everyone has one, so we should all activate. So
Wait,
I-
I bought them for us when we were in Furamir, because when we were outside the city, we wouldn't be able to understand the Furamites because they all speak a bunch of different fucking languages.
She
Mhm.
bought-
Most
she bought-
I-
red
so-
languages.
And
She
I
bought
was
one.
worried that during the fight we wouldn't be able to understand, and it lasts for quite a while when you activate it, like an hour. So I just figured we'd passively activate it.
Mhm.
So I'll activate mine.
Yeah,
Hey, listen.
I'm the only one that didn't get bought because I already had one.
Okay. Malnias stops his sketching and sort of looks up at the newcomers and goes, "You want me to say hello to them?"
Yeah, if you could.
Yes, please.
Okay. Malnias starts to speak to them and then starts gesturing at all of you. Those that have activated their comprehend languages will basically hear him saying, "Hello there, friends. I'm told we are awaiting you. These are the lovely newcomers to the continent. That there is the Fae, the dragon. Can't remember their names. I'll be honest. I'm not good with names, but nice folk. That one there
Name tags on.
is
If you prefer, I can give you the names.
Corvus just listening and treating
Oh.
the
I'm
descriptions of
not,
people.
not getting involved. Yep.
certainly. Wait, you can understand this. Why am I doing this?
I cannot speak it.
That's daft. Okay.
Just let them
We have
continue.
unfortunately one way.
Proceed.
Manias, I don't know what you're saying, but could you tell them that this is Father Ted and we were looking for the Circle of Wolves?
Oh yes. Okay. Straight to the point.
Thank you.
Right. That's Father Ted, and he's looking for what I assume is you, the Circle of Wolves, Druidic Circle. Yes. And the humanoid formed one just nods and just sort of steps into the bowl and like lets himself skid down on his buttocks into it, kicking up a lot of dirt. And
Honestly, I was mildly hoping he'd point to the wrong person while introducing
Well,
Father
lean
Ted.
over to Father Ted. Do you speak this language?
I know some prayers in it. I speak it is a stretch to say.
Here, I'm gonna.
I've never
take
had
off-
anybody to talk to in it.
I'm gonna take my bracelet off that lets me talk or listen.
Mhm.
I'm gonna put it on him and I'm gonna show him how to activate it. I go, I think you're gonna need this a lot more than me.
Are you quite sure?
Yeah, of course, Father Ted.
Thank you. And he'll take it from you and activate it. And as he does, the druid comes up to him and up close. This druid is about 6'5" in height. So this gangly old man, and this is with him slouching.
Mhm.
Is abnormally tall.
Just as like
Grow them
looking
big
up.
here.
Yeah. And yes, he is an elf. Only his ears are cropped.
Huh.
Yeah, the tips are missing.
Is he a wood elf?
Go ahead and give me a nature roll. Yeah, you think so.
Carrick's gonna keep his distance because he was worried about wood elves here.
The druid looks over Father Ted for a brief moment, before suddenly pulling him into an embrace, and just says, "Welcome home, brother."
I have no idea what they're saying, but I'm clapping.
Father Ted, as caught off guard being hugged by this naked and rather dirty man. But goes, thank you. How do you say thank you?
Father Ted,
Yes.
if you mind, I can help facilitate this.
Do I mind?
Be able to cast a spell that allows you to
Oh, were you gonna cast tongues on him?
Yes. If
Oh, good.
he is amenable to it.
Certainly. Yes. I am.
Take my hand.
He, in the middle of being embraced, is like trying to like wiggle a hand out in your direction. The druid has not let him go.
Yeah. He just pats him on the side of the shoulder.
You know, that is a rather large hug for a wolf. One would expect more of it from a bear.
That was a very silly joke.
You two should be able to understand each other now. Be able to converse.
Well, now everyone can understand.
One leg can better. I said what it is.
In the druid.
Well, it'll be anyone can understand Father Ted.
Yes.
Yeah.
As long as they have a
was the
language.
point.
Yeah. But it's not just Father Ted the Druid. Anyone can understand Father Ted.
Anyone can understand Father Ted.
Father Ted.
They will be able to understand you, Father Ted.
He says, "Thank you for the welcome." And the druid looks up in surprise, just smiles wide, and when he smiles, you see that his teeth are filed to a point.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Spiky teeth. Elves have spiky teeth.
So they do.
No, not all elves, Father Ted says to you. I think he's part of... And you see that the wood elf is paying attention to what he's saying curiously. And Father Ted stops himself as if, oh wait, yes, he understands me now.
Yes, my grandmother mentioned that.
What?
Some wood elves are cannibals.
Cannibalistic.
My teeth aren't spiky.
Well,
Well, the good
Probably
news
with
is
an
that
elf.
none of you are wood elves.
I think it in this case applies to most
It would
humanoid
be the humanoid
races.
flesh consumption.
Oh.
Just wood elf to wood elf.
Hopefully you will be fine then.
The druid turns and waves to the waiting wolves up at the top, and you will hear him shout, "Come, here's friend. We will escort him back in our natural forms. He cannot keep up with the pack yet." And one by one, the other druids start to resume their own non-shifted forms. First of all, you see another elf, much like him, although much younger, and is actually clad in clothing. This does not seem to be a widespread thing of being naked, but it is very basic leathers and so on. Next one appears to be just a human. Dark brown hair, hazelnut eyes. She is likewise clothed. Seems to be middle-aged, maybe in her 40-ish. It's hard to tell. Most of them do have some form of like branching or such woven through hair or beards if they have them. They seem to like to keep the nature close. The next one comes as a bit of a surprise to many of you, as there is a familiar spider-like tauric form. Dark-skinned, white-haired. Looks like there is a Drider.
Strider that's in a wolf form.
I was told that they tried and they were quite mean.
Something I think most of you last saw, 10,000 odd years ago.
I can turn us all into wolves if we want to do that.
That will, at the side of the director checks, actually will quirk an eyebrow very quietly. In the act of,
And
I have a spell prepared. I could turn everybody here into a wolf and we could all run in the woods.
The next is another
Owl?
wood elf, and then there seems to be a halfling.
I have to ask, was
Is
the
it a
halfling
chihuahua?
direwolf smaller?
No,
Yeah.
Is it
Okay.
a corgi?
Is it a corgi?
nope. It was just about the same. The largest one was the naked druid that hugged Father Ted.
Ted.
So their shape changing has nothing to do with the law of conservation of mass.
It does not.
Excellent.
I was just saying, because you figure the Drider would be the tallest of the
Mhm.
bunch if that worked.
Nope. If the Drider would have definitely lost mass, and well, obviously the halfling gained it somehow.
Well, that's how it worked.
Yeah.
They trade mass.
We're going into some animal shit here. But
Oh no, Tobias.
yeah, the druid, for those that can understand it, says, "Are you ready to leave your friends here and come with us? You are welcome and safe amongst our kind. We can return you here at any appointed time." And Father Ted, looking a little bit nervous, because who wouldn't be, still nods and just looks at the rest of you and goes, "Is there a time I should meet you, or shall we keep in contact?"
Jax will actually respond by concentrating for a second, and I am dropping my link pearl to Captain Scarlet and making a new one and tossing it.
Okay. Right.
I am going to flare my wings out really quick and just suddenly give Father Ted the biggest embrace, and I just be, you be safe, okay?
He nods and embraces you back. For
You're directing to me anytime
You
you
have to
need.
tell me all about it when I see you again, okay?
he nods and opens his mouth to speak. For the halfling, he suddenly pipes up with, "Where are they going?"
I don't understand it. I gave him my translation thing.
What? That is a good question. Where are we going after this, Gifton? That one asked.
I mean, I can't speak to them, but we don't know. We're trying to find somebody.
Do you want to maybe explain it to Father Ted, and he could maybe ask?
Father
Oh,
Ted.
what am I
God.
now? A part of rocks?
Or we could
Well,
do like that. Do we brought here for
You
this
might
express
be.
purpose?
Manias, could you ask them if they have at all heard of Eliza von Oostglas? We're looking for Oostglas.
Yes, first class.
He'll they're wondering if you've heard of Eliza von Oostglas. Yes, strange name, I know. You would happen to her whereabouts? And the druids all just sort of look at each other, and there's an assortment of shake heads and go, "The name is unfamiliar to us," the older one
Really?
says.
Looking for a Hexenreich woman.
It's Hexenreicher. And there are some skulls.
As a question, actually, no, we've seen her copy, so I do know what she looks like. Would minor illusion be able to make basically an illusion of her that would satisfy being able to say it looks like this?
You can do a little photograph, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Jax will
Oh
just
no.
motion and make a little illusion of her and say she looks like this. If you can tell them that.
The various druids start to slide into the bowl in whatever manner they wish. The Drider clambers down. The halfling almost sort of like tumbles and rolls. Seems to laugh as they're doing so. But soon, Shaxton, you are surrounded by these dirty folk. They are leaning in very closely. They smell unwashed. They are definitely unwashed. And they are peering very intently at your little picture. And then there's another sort of shaked heads before the Drider points off into the distance and goes, "If you're looking for Hexenreichers, they're over there. Or were."
What?
I have a feeling what happened on Hexenreich also
Right.
happened here.
Happened here.
Jax will, when they say that, just politely nod. Because A, he can't speak at them, and B, given how they reacted to the word Hexenreich, he's not dumb enough to open his fucking mouth.
The younger wood elf leans into the Dryad and goes, "We could give them direction and time. Do you think they are cultured enough to count?" And the Dryad looks you all up and down, then shakes her head.
I am going to hold up a hand like I'm trying to see if any of them will look. I'm gonna pull out my wooden coin and hold it out, and ask Faye.
Most of the druids give you a sort of confused look. The eldest one lets out a long whistle.
I'm gonna. That was the halfling you said that, right?
Said what?
Halfling.
No, it was the wood elf. It was the wood elf.
Yeah, the younger wood elf asked. Drider assessed us and told her no.
You know, I'm actually gonna look at the halfling and go, in halfling, are you able to understand me? Because I do speak halfling.
Okay. They give you a look that says, "I kind of get the gist of that, but there seems to be too much drift."
Okay.
Want to cast create water and wash all these people.
Why? There's nothing wrong with them. They're good for you. I used to bathe a lot less.
Faye.
The
elder druid points in a different direction and sort of makes a gesture as if it hasn't like set in for him that you actually do understand him. He's still trying to mime things as he's going. There's a Fae Grove.
I don't understand.
This is good. Yeah.
Yeah.
A Fae Grove. 4 nights from here. He points upwards and then covers his eyes and makes a sort of snoring noise, and then holds up 4 fingers.
He says there's a Fae Grove 4 days travel that way.
I will use Druidcraft to show sun, moon, 4 times.
He nods enthusiastically and even gives you a little applause.
Yeah. I will bow again.
Hexenreichers, many days, 30 nights.
30 nights.
Brandon's Hexenreich said 30 nights that way.
And then he pauses and frowns a bit and goes, "As we travel."
So
as they travel.
Wonderful.
So less than that with a certain spell, probably.
If you use the cloud,
If
the cloud
we
movement,
want to use that, there is the question. Yeah.
The Drider actually steps away from you, Shexton, and moves over to you, Corvus. Then looks at Shexton, looks at you again, and just looks over to the halfling and goes, "The sounds they make sound familiar."
Kristen looks a little crestfallen. Okay, well, we better get going. It's a long way that way. Let's go.
You are all very soft looking. Would you like escort to the nearest village?
I would like to know if we want an escort to the nearest village.
Corvus understood the first part of the Drider stuff, and he's making an insight of that. Like, we've already been made as Hexenreichers, or 2 of us.
Oh, definitely. Shax at this point hasn't been really trying to hide it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
information's more important at this point.
You pick up they sort of recognize your accent. There's disapproval. There's no malice
in the invite. That's
no,
okay.
No.
Yeah, Corvus realizes.
The wooden arm and wooden leg.
And actually, people make me perception checks yourselves. From everybody, please. Okay.
Might be Tell Day?
Wow.
I think it's very
paying
fitting,
attention to
given the
other
one who
stuff.
can't actually understand these people doesn't get this. For most of you, there is actually definitely a varying of accents within this group. Like, it sounds like it might have the same sort of continent origin, which they're all definitely from here, but they're definitely from different regions themselves. It's a little hard to pick up because it's just an entirely different language, but yeah, there is some accent variation amongst the group. It probably wouldn't be surprising if this circle has a mix of cultures itself. Yeah, nice.
It's been over a minute, right? That we've been sitting here.
No, you want to learn the accent? Yes.
No, I don't want to, but I just want to see. So I could if I wanted to by this point. I am not going to try because I do not speak their language, and I have a feeling that would go very badly.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the Phamerian that's with us?
Manias.
Thank you.
Manias Twain.
Manias.
Hmm?
Could you ask if the Hexenreich were part of the afflicted, crazed, acting?
Yes. But the Hexenreichers, and he points in the direction they pointed, were they part of the crazy ones, and the Dryder and the younger wood elf look at each other and go, yes,
difference.
they were Hexenreichers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anti-Hexenreich racism.
Did they act differently recently? Were they acting more erratic?
They died.
No.
That does seem common.
Oh, yes,
All right.
differently.
Out of character, because I don't remember exactly what all came out about her.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know that she? Because out of character, we know that she was like 20 years ago. Do we know in character she's been here for a long time?
No idea.
Oos class. Okay.
We have no idea about Oos
Okay.
being here
Yeah.
for any amount of time. We just know that this is where she is. So
Yeah.
we don't know how long she got here.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember what was told to us about her being
It's
here.
a
So
stretch, but Usklas was a Hexenreich. She may have went to that place or is now at that place.
I'm gonna shrug.
Corpus
One of
shrugs
the
at that
Gordish
too.
Quite
Just
frankly, one of the
familiarity.
mages of our age. I would not be surprised if she'd figure out
I'll
something.
be honest, we're kind of taking a shot in the dark trying to find her anyway, because this is a bit rough what we're trying to do.
Manias,
Speaking...
go ahead.
No. You were in this sentence. Go ahead with it.
Can you ask them where the nearest village is? I might as well get someplace and start from there.
Oh, yes. Yeah. You look a little lost, and he's looking at you, Gifton.
Who?
You.
Who
She
said that?
cannot hear.
Manias.
Oh. What do you mean? Huh? What?
You've got this dumbfounded look on your face as we're all talking.
She's the one who cannot understand them currently.
I gave away my magic item that translated what was being said.
Oh, daft. And he's gonna.
I wanted Father Ted to have it because he's going with the Circle of Wolves and he won't have a translator.
Oh, I'm sure once they do some shapeshifty stuff, he'll be fine. But you, this temporary measure, but he is also going to cast tongues on Gifton. So you get touched by some bony poking from the stone.
Ooh.
Bony stone poke. That's
Bony stone.
That is...
Stone.
I couldn't cast that. I'm just trying to not cast too much magic right now.
Why?
Because sometimes it acted all bad earlier, and Morgani was like,
I'm sure a god has better things to do with their time than pay attention to you lot.
we got thrown into the astral plane earlier. That's why we got the angel escort to come here.
It was to.
Didn't you think it was weird that we got brought here by Zakiel and Cindiel and all that? By the way, I'm just having this conversation, right? I don't good.
I mean, you're all very weird, so I just thought it was part of the package.
No,
Speaking in ancient Saharan, wow, this is getting quite off topic.
The Dryder looks at you. There's the Dryder looks at you, Telde. It doesn't look like she understands you, but it looks like she knows that sound.
I'm going to wink.
So light dim slightly on you.
I'm just gonna.
Clap on.
You
Clap
know,
off.
Since languages, I'm gonna try Saharan Elven because we picked that up when we were in the modern one.
You speak that, and she looks even less comprehending of that.
Okay.
Anyway,
So
when I ask, are you gonna ask the question then for everybody?
No, you can do it now. I want to go draw that strange thing that you were speaking to.
What? Oh, yeah.
Manias, who is a very bad guide, is
wanders off to go draw the bird.
Yes.
Please do not get eaten.
Oh.
He's
a skeleton in a rock, so I think it will be fun.
Yeah, I think he'll be just fine.
Unless he eats bones.
Forgive me for having.
There is a reason he has this form.
Yeah.
My friends
I'm sorry, said the man made of armor.
I'm sorry, my friends and I were wondering where a nearby village might be, so we can find a good path to where we're going. If we figure out where we're going.
Oh, nearest village is half a day from here. You could take it there if you want.
Well, I don't want to detract from what Father Ted's thing is. He only has that spell on him for like an hour, so he's not going to be able to understand you after a while. Well, he'll be able to understand you, but he won't be able to talk to you. But, you know.
Oh, we'll teach him to talk.
He's really good at talking.
Talk. My brain's going, we'll make him talk.
We'll make him talk, yeah.
He'll be free to assume his other form here. He'll be able to understand us then. And, well, we'll teach him the other ways.
Oh, right. Because of his... Yeah, gotcha.
Wolf within, yes. And Father Ted winces a little. Like, hearing that said out loud is not great for him. But if you want the self-exploration, I can understand that. It is nice to just run through the trees without worry of guide or guest.
Well, I mean, do you think it would be safe for us to? Do you think we'd get easily lost? Beautiful area.
Yes.
Oh, then maybe we should have the escort then. I'm sorry, I don't like to bother people.
It's no bother. No bother
nice
at all.
to meet you. My name's Gifton.
You're Gifton.
Yeah,
I thought your name was
Father Ted. And this is Corvus and Telday and Shaxan and Carrick and Cassiopeia, and that's Cassiopeia's little baby. And this is Lord Dingus of the Bridge.
You have laid with a deer.
No.
Just looking at Gifton.
What language
Gifton
did you
is
respond
weird,
by the way?
How she talks.
Just gonna look at Gifton as Merrick was left out.
He stares at Cassie, not understanding her no and the rest of her response, and just nods a bit.
This is my brother Raziel, and yeah, this is our little group. We're trying to find a Hexenriker who fled to your continent. About we don't know, sometime in the last 20 years. But
that is a broad amount of time.
I know, it's a really impossible task, but we need to find them because they have some information that we need really badly.
The closest Hexenrecords to us have all burned.
They have all gone crazy, and mostly, yes, is bad. But you said there's a village that way?
Yes. You could ask them some questions. They took in some from the facility.
Facility.
The big building.
This is
the one that burned.
The Hexenreich building.
Yes. Survivors, those that fled. We're gone now, but they might have left a tale or story that you could follow.
Are we far from Yggdrasil?
Yes. Do you want to see it?
No, I was just wondering which way it was.
You can fly, yes?
Yeah.
Just go up above the tree line. 1 second. He starts looking around a bit and just goes, there, go there, the safest.
Oh, okay. But there's a fun bird over there. It goes like, shoot stuff. It's great.
If you hear something that sounds like a clacking rattle, come back down.
Clacking rattle. Okay. I'm gonna flap up and go look.
Okay, all right. So you start flying upwards. It gets a
Should I
bit.
follow her?
Weird question.
What did he say?
No, I think that's an out of character.
Yeah.
No, to you.
Oh no, yeah.
Oh, yours is an out of cut. Yeah.
Yeah, and I asked the party if I should follow her.
So it might not be a bad idea. Out of character, when given that I've looked through by now a semi-decent amount of stuff that Jack normally would not have ever seen, would it be reasonable to make even a disadvantage a history check to see if I know anything about the facility you mentioned?
Yeah, sure. I will warn you, this is incredibly difficult. This is on the verge of impossibility, but you could make it.
Okay, do you want a disadvantage or normal?
Yeah, give me a disadvantage considering your ridiculous ability to get to high DCs.
Okay.
Well, that helped me.
I'm trying to laugh.
Slash it to 40 minutes.
It doesn't matter. I will give you what you could conceivably get. Yeah, you know that, like many other countries, Hexenreich had put certain facilities here. Hexenreich basically had places everywhere. A bit more so here, simply because there wasn't a cohesive government resisting them. Dotted along the coastline mainly. You don't think there were supposed to be that many inland facilities, if any at all. It was mainly studying, the strange creatures you can find here, some of the ridiculously resilient woods and such here. And like all Hexenreich facilities that are set up in other nations, it was a military facility.
Naturally.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you couldn't tell which facility it is if you were able to distinguish between the ones that's up here, simply because you don't have any idea where you are and which one they're pointing to.
Yeah. You're just shot in the dark of might know something.
Yeah. But you do know that most of them were military research facilities.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Carrick and Gifton, it gets a bit tricky flapping up at times. Like sometimes you've got to actually stop on a branch and climb up a bit before you can reopen your wings. But as you both breach the tree line, you look out at clear skies, then turn your heads, turn around, and suddenly there is a mountainous tree in the distance. It's hard to comprehend just how large it is because you are clearly quite far away. This is starting to get some horizon dip to it, and yet it is wider than any city you've ever seen. It is breaching into the cloud line. It is immense.
Yeah, I wouldn't miss that if you're this high.
That's so beautiful.
It is the leaves that you can see that aren't obscured by clouds are a mix of golds and purples, actually very reminiscent of some of the stuff you've seen in the Feywild. And it even looks like it has like smaller trees growing out along its sides. There are branches that are essentially plateaus. Give me perception checks above for you.
Finally.
Okay.
It's my time to see something.
Gifton.
After 10,000 years.
At this distance, it could just be your imaginings, but you swear you see signs of, like, building on it.
Ow, it's like almost like somebody built homes on that. That's amazing.
From here I can't see much other than there's a lot of tree and everything there.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's almost as nice as Oberon's tree. I give a slight smirk at Carrick, like, gotta keep my Fey loyalty.
Actually, we've been. How long ago was it that we saw Oberon's tree?
Not that long ago.
So I'm gonna kind of like picture difference, like size-wise? I know it's
Yeah,
hard to say with how Faye does stuff.
you reach your hands out and you like encapsulate this, and then you bring it a bit closer and you think, yeah, if you shrunk this down, it would be very similar to Oberon's tree.
I think it's a lot more similar than you think.
It's got the same kind of pretty leaves to it. I love the trees on the leaves on Oberon's tree.
It's
so pretty.
I think Oberon's tree is like a smaller version of this. I wonder if they're connected. Like, I wonder if that's
you
the
think
version
Oberon
of
planted
this.
that? You think Ilan let Oberon come over here?
Or do
you think Ilan planted Oberon's tree? I think that one's more likely.
Or is that like the version of Yggdrasil in the Feywild? I mean, it's different continents, but we know how different the Feywild can behave. Speculation for another day, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we can ask Oberon.
Maybe someday I'll go see it.
Yeah. I mean, we're here. Who knows where we'll end up?
Yeah, but we're not making any side trips. Come on, we got very little time.
I'm
gonna drive back down below the tree line.
While they're up top talking and looking at this tree, down below, the elderly druid is limbering up, which is a horrifying sight as he crouches down repeatedly, sort of stretches and kicks out his legs. There's a lot of dangling and like flopping about.
Is this like Master Roshi?
Yeah,
but without the clothes.
Yeah,
type moment.
Master Roshi's a very good comparison, actually. Yes.
Well, that's on my brain now.
Yeah, and
the wearer.
And he's just looking at the rest of you and going, come on, if you're going to be walking, you should get yourself all stretched out. Even his other druids are not responding to him or following suit.
Not even the judge agree with not even the druids.
Does he look like Simmons? Richard Simmons?
No, we're going with Master Roshi.
Stretch first.
Carrick and Gifton return from the tree line. Your little bird plant friend seems to have been like looking up where you've thrown off, as if not wanting to go that high itself. Might be something deadly in the tree line. Who knows? But when it sees you come back down, it sort of flares out its wings, opens up its little rosebud head again, and makes a little trilling noise, and then just watches you descend.
I make a little trilling noise back at it. I do that.
Oh, it drills back at you.
Yeah.
Have you found a new pet?
Trilling. Oh no!
Dingus looks alarmed.
That creature deserves to be wild and free.
Oh,
pretty sure it might eat a child too.
You like the Tantic?
A Tantic. I love it. It's amazing.
They can be friendly, but they're temperamental.
It sprayed stuff at me.
Yes.
Is that the druid that's telling her?
Their spray is irritating. Very
irritating.
Bernie.
Is he still limbering up while saying all this?
Yeah. And he has deigned to not let his beard drag on the ground as he does this, so he's just sort of like tossed it over his shoulder.
Would it help if I turned everybody into wolves like you guys, so we can run through the woods?
Oh, yes, you'd be quite welcome. It's a bit more natural for us.
I look over at our group. You guys want to do that? And do it for an hour.
Sure.
Without any massive problem.
What'd she say?
She says she thinks she's faster than you.
Oh.
Actually, I can do it for 24 hours, actually.
She could be at a straight out sprint, but in this environment, no.
He says he thinks that he would be at a sprint, you'd be at a sprint, but not in this land. Probably.
We can understand them.
Oh, I forget that part. He says that they can understand you. You just can't understand them because the magic doesn't work that way.
Oh, that's city magic.
It is.
He is not wrong.
He concurred.
Sorry.
Tell her that she's likely to break a leg if she tries running through this.
I was told to tell you that you might.
And then he grins at you, Cassie.
It might be rough upon your child.
Come on,
I say
be a
in
wolf
ancient
elf, Meld.
Samaran again, for some reason.
Cass her head snaps and looks at him.
I can turn the
What?
baby. I can turn the baby deer into a wolf.
This is a good bark she just did.
I get the feeling that would be a very weird
would-
was it there?
Oh my gosh. Why? Okay.
One of us can carry the deer, it's fine.
As wolves in their
Uh-huh.
mouths.
He
In
nods.
their mouths. Uh-huh.
If
Cass,
the idea is to,
why do you have the deer again?
Who's going to take care of it back home? I wasn't given a chance to get anyone.
Oh,
There's an entire ton of people you could have quickly asked.
you could have asked anyone in Beacon.
Been busy, and we were expecting not to be here for a few more days.
True.
yeah, I could have left it at my house.
Your house.
You
is
don't
good.
need to do that to your wife. You don't need to keep leaving animals with your wife.
Remember, I have someone taking care of the animals now.
Actually, wait. I have a perfectly safe and sane idea of what to do with this baby deer right now.
Are you going to send it to the Feywild?
Not far from my idea. Dingus, we haven't put the food room up yet today, have we?
Meet me.
If we put the baby deer in the food room, it'll never get hungry or thirsty, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay,
As
We
soon
can
as
put
it
the-
finds
Let's stop
anything
eating.
to eat in there.
There's no
It's the
it's-
food room.
the
It
food
will-
room. If food room, you can eat and eat and eat, and you'll never get full, but you also never get hungry. It's
a
the
baby.
room.
It will find something to eat.
It's a temporary measure to keep it safe.
Manias is actually going to look over at Cassie and go, you know, deer are often left alone for extended lengths of time by their mothers.
I haven't had a chance to do any research either.
She's a new mother.
Ah. Well, you're
Not
doing
a mother,
fine.
And if you keep causing this sort of trouble, Tilde, I will use your head as a ball.
I may hurt.
Ball.
You'd have to catch me.
All right. Well, do you want to just pack it and follow us, and then?
No, we'll leave it in the food room. Because it's probably the safest thing right now.
The halfling is nudging the Drider's leg and pointing at you all and doing a little twirly sign beside their head.
He is not incorrect either.
We
No.
are very uncultured.
Listen,
individuals.
just
We do
because
not
that person's
understand
right about all of
anything
us being
that they are.
crazy isn't wrong. Okay.
I'm the crazy one here.
You do not have an exclusive claim.
I know.
No,
I
we
did
probably
at
shouldn't
a
do the food
point.
room, because if we do the food room, then we'll have to wait.
left.
We'll have a door sitting here that anybody could open up and get in at the deer, and that would be bad. So it's a dumb
For all
idea.
the food.
The druid is gonna quirk an eyebrow and goes, there's not many people out here, you know.
Most animals do not know how to operate a doorknob.
We just happen to be in the area where they do.
Also, we
Mhm.
won't be able to resummon the door for like a day, so it'll be all alone for a whole day. The poor baby.
I think that's
There's
what.
a deer. That happens anyways.
Yeah.
That is how they are.
Do you want us to put it in the food room, and then we could like open the door to my kitchen real quick and tell Care to maybe check on it once while we're gone?
Please.
Okay. All right. Let's find a good spot. Where would be a nice spot to put a door?
The druids all sort of look around and just sort of shrug, and the younger wood elf just gestures like where you're standing.
Is there a big rock in around?
All right, Dingus, make the door.
Me, 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 me. And there is going to be a door frame that just appears standing in the middle of this ditch.
All right, I'm gonna open the door cautiously because we need to check to see if it's safe.
You open it up, and there's the food room.
All right, I'm just gonna open it wide. Don't care who comes in. I'm gonna go over to the other side, bang on the door, open it up, yell in the kitchen.
The druids sort of crowd around this door curiously, As you walk on in, bang on the kitchen. The kitchen door gets opened up by a very quizzical looking Razem.
Yeah.
Who
give Razem a big kiss.
Who is holding a glass of water in her nightgown, and giving you a sort of bleary-eyed look. I was just getting some water. What?
We're putting the baby deer that Cassie's supposed to be taking care of in here for right now. If at any point you and Kara are awake in the next day, you don't mind checking you, making sure it's okay. We'll be fetching it out. Thank you so much. Love you.
I love you too.
At this point, do you just want
Is
to
that man
see
naked? She says, peering down the corridor of the food room.
Yes, she's
Maybe.
expanding her harem again.
Yeah, that's the circle of wolves over there. I'm gonna wave at them.
She waves back. The Dryder is looking in shock. It does not seem to click in Razem's head that this is an odd sight right now. So the door gets closed, and
bye, sweetie, and then I'm gonna come back. All right, okay, Cassie, you should be able to leave it in the food room, okay?
Okay.
Oh, here, I'll take some blankets out of my bag, and we'll make like a little nest for it. And we'll put some bread down. Maybe it'll eat the bread. Actually, there's bowls of milk in here that don't go bad. We'll leave some bowls of milk down.
At this point, are you sure you don't want to just check to see if someone from Beacon can take care of it?
You are able to get the baby deer set down in here, and it will just lay down very, very, very good. You're able to put some food beside it if you want. Yeah.
Just lay down.
Yeah, we're gonna leave some
We'll check in on checking in later.
We'll leave some bowls of water and some bowls of food down,
Yeah.
and like various little nibby knobs of grass or whatever. There's not grass really. That's not Dingus's opera. He'll have milk and he'll have water.
Yeah.
But he won't have grass.
There's
so
cakes.
We'll leave milk and water. Yeah, there's cake and there's bread and there's meat and that's it.
I'll be a fat little deer.
Gifted and Dingus are eating something on the way out.
The rest of the druids seem very cautious. The eldest one has just wandered straight in and is like picking up a looks like to be a cooked turkey leg, and is just happily munching away on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not worth it.
Empty calories.
Joyful then, and he actually takes a few extra items and shoves them into his beard, and then will wander back out.
Mm-hmm.
I had wondered what happened.
Don't they disappear? If you
I don't know. I've never tried.
I've never tried. Weirdly enough, never thought of the most obvious thing to do with it.
Unfortunately, yes. When he steps out the door, they do vanish. The leg vanishes from his hand, the items from his beard, and he looks disappointed.
See?
I know, it breaks my heart every time.
Me.
Yeah, I know. Next time we have a wish, we do a better food room.
Dingus bobs his head enthusiastically. Right then.
All right, I'm gonna close the door. All right, I will cast animal shapes if people want to do that.
This before we do, I want to ask: is the forest, the jungle, everywhere? It's endless.
I flew up above the tree line, Corvus. It's like it's jungle in all directions.
Oh, that's not true. If you go towards the coast, you get some open grounds.
They said towards the coast there's some open grounds.
There's the occasional glade where people have cut down a small grouping of trees, but yes, forest.
It's warm here.
I mean,
was this not what you expected?
I was just say with Ilan.
No, I'm actually more
kind of like Haya's continent, a little bit more warm.
Intrigued about it, mainly because forests and jungles are very good for herbal remedies and ointments and the like.
Oh, we have many.
Cool. He can't understand me.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you know,
yeah.
tongues, yeah.
Yeah. So
Corvus is saying that the forests or the jungles like this are really good for herbal remedies.
Yes, we know. Is he coming here to educate us about our own forest?
He's educating everybody he can at all times.
I would be interested in learning from them.
I bet I
about
know
what
more
they
about
have.
herbal medicine than he does about, well, anything. He looks very young.
He says he would
Corvus
love
rubs his
Nodding.
he would
face.
love to learn about your information on herbal medicine, is what he was saying.
Oh, I'd love to teach him, but druidic circle secrets.
Oh, what's it like being a druid?
Freeing. And he's going to, like, sway his hips a bit.
Oh. Anyway, is everybody okay with the wolf thing, or you guys want to walk?
Corvus wasn't too amused by that final statement.
How many of us can you turn at once?
As many people as I can see.
Because I
Animal shapes is a wild and crazy spell.
think I
Choose any number of willing creatures that you can see within range. 24 hours. I got this.
I think I might be able to actually take the form myself. I haven't tried.
Well, if you choose not to, that's fine.
I'm
alright.
gonna click that and say I still have yet to decide any of the beast forms.
Okay, alright. Carrick,
Yes.
you think about transformation, much as you do as a human, and there's something weird in your mind. Like, it feels crowded with concept trying to do this. However,
Oh no.
if you wish to choose right now, you can choose your only beast shape to transform into. You want it to be a wolf.
No, we're gonna take.
There is something in your mind that suggests a permanence to this option.
Okay. We're gonna hold off on that.
Oh,
yes.
that's your shift form that dragons have. Right.
That's a modified version of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I think I will take you up on your offer, Gifton.
I think it would be for the best.
Oh, does this mean I will have to
last time I
eat
had to
again?
fly through a forest?
For 24 hours, you might get hungry. Yes.
He turns into just a metal and wood wolf. We all
Alright.
just.
Also, okay,
So-
Carrick, when I say permanence, like it's not the only one you can learn. It's just you cannot change that slot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's just,
It's
okay.
only,
That's
it's
a
only
difference.
one of your slots because you have
Yeah.
9
Okay.
slots.
You have
I thought
9
you meant it
slots.
was the only one and I couldn't get any more in the
No,
slots.
no.
That's a different one. In that case,
so-
yes. That's what I was actually expecting was they would block that as one of the forms. So actually, I will try that. Actually,
Okay, are you going wolf or dire wolf?
I am going direwolf because we have dealt with one before and we saw them as direwolves.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I have been around them. So one form, direwolf. So I will try.
Okay, you focus, and much like you can switch between dragon and humanoid, you are able to transform into a dire wolf.
Your dead position. I'm going to look actually over at the druid and see what their reaction is.
Nonplussed.
Okay.
Not impressed, but also,
figured they're not.
whatever. Okay, well, alright, here it goes. If everybody's okay with it.
Raziel nods. Manias is actually scratching their head and going, "It might not work on me."
I'll try.
You can find out.
Okay, right.
Dire wolves.
Everybody that's winning can be transformed into a dire wolf. He changed Dingus into a dire wolf. He wants to.
Yep, Dingus is dire wolf.
Yeah.
What about Hadwin?
Hadwin dire wolf.
Let's see.
It
Winning creatures.
just says
Yeah.
creatures.
Yeah.
Alright.
It works on Hadwin.
Um,
Turning Carrick's pseudo dragon.
I was just saying,
Yeah.
if you can do anyone, Merrick will.
Merrick and Dingus immediately start like you've seen dogs bounce
Like
about
wrestling?
in a way that like is gangly as hell.
Oh God.
Yes, direwolf's doing that.
Mhm.
And you actually
Did their intelligence go up or down?
up maybe. You actually hear the driver go, "Oh, how sweet." As everybody assumes the form of a direwolf. Raziel is as majestic as fuck, of course.
The favorite thing, can I
Just
still
put
have the wooden
extra
arm
work
and
on that
leg?
Yeah, sure.
Why do I have a feeling I'm going to end up looking like a maned dire wolf?
You're just a little smaller than the rest of them.
We're a puppy.
Somehow 6
Aw.
legs. Don't ask how.
Fenrir. Or was it Fenrir? No.
Fenris?
Fenris.
Fenris, okay.
Yeah, sorry. Too many F's.
Those, like a pure black looking, beautiful skin or shiny fur, big blue eyes.
Let's see. I need to read your thing real quick. Yeah. Okay, good. This is one where you retain your intelligence. Marvelous.
Yep.
Okay.
That's actually why
Yeah. I would be surprised if an 8th level didn't do that, but
when we haven't been doing combat, I prepare this one a lot just in case, because I always hope that someday I could cast it, and that day is today. This one and freaking shape change are like my favorites.
And one thing I will say, because we have established through crazy means that animals have a language in this setting and system, you are now unbound by communication issues.
Hooray!
Oh,
Useful.
While you're not speaking words as such, that is what we will use for the sake of convenience.
oh.
Yeah.
This is a very interesting situation.
Father Ted is looking down at their forelegs, half perplexed, I suppose is the way to put it, as if like being a wolf isn't unusual, being this kind of wolf is.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. What would he have? Because he could. I wonder if he could turn. Could he turn?
But
I don't know how werewolves work in this one.
werewolf. He goes.
He loses
crazy.
control.
He loses control, and they are the bipedal sort.
Okay, so he couldn't do the.
No, he could not do
just
this,
plain one.
as far as he's aware.
Okay.
So
He
we
might be
got-
able to do
Gibson's
with
gonna
training.
do
but he
that
doesn't have
dog
it.
We
thing where
got
he
a
hops around
couple-
excitedly.
couple pseudo dragon.
Dingus and Merrick cop about as well.
We have a Hadwin direwolf. We have an Echo direwolf, and everyone else direwolf.
I'm gonna slam into Dingus to start wrestling.
The druids reassume their own wolf forms. They seem to be keeping away from Hadwin because his stance is just off-putting.
Yeah.
Like there's just something about the way he exists.
For some reason, his legs bend the opposite way they should.
I just really like the idea that Hadwin is still on 2 legs.
Yeah, it might be. It's reared up right now.
Standing straight up.
Gibson and Dingus are basically this pile of limbs, like 2 dogs that haven't seen each other at the dog park in a long time. They just slammed into each other.
When Corvus moves, Hadwin follows, but it's in that like dog trying to walk on 2 legs kind of way. It's very unsettling.
I was honestly
follows, like, that
expecting
thing of-
just the whole cloak or whatever over top of it.
Follows in
That's
a way
why
that,
it's
like,
why he's
video
so
game follows where
This is fun. This is fun. Almost
Oh,
like
God.
Game Gear. I like it.
Couple
This is fun.
seconds.
Yeah,
God.
Hadwin moves.
Hadwin
Hadwin's
T-frames.
walking like Hadwin's walking like Quap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost as fun as
So
Game
when
Gear.
do we eat?
Hungry.
Food?
Yeah.
The food room door is there. Can you open it in this form?
Paw at it.
Kara and them on the other side. Why do I keep your dog scratching on the door?
Oh dear.
Sorry, we'll make fewer jokes.
Yes, it's bad. The eldest druid that his wolf form is much like his humanoid form. It's grayed out. It is gangly compared to the rest, but has that weird spryness, that non-existent muscle that's somehow still muscle. Wiry. It sort of barks at all of you as if to get some attention, and then it's like, I must make time. Come on.
Gibson's gonna bound after them.
Yeah. Right.
We'll look up from calmly, prodding one wooden arm with the other arm quizzically, and then just follow.
Mhm.
'Cause this is weird for him too.
They start off slow because they want you to get used to your forms. They've done enough inductions of new people to the circle that they know it's not, even though your body instincts kick in, it's not perfect at first. But soon enough, you warm up and you start running with the Druidic Circle of the Wolf.
Did Manias manage to change?
Oh, Manias did not change. Manias sort of waves it off though, as if it's no issue. quite deliberately stop that sort of thing happening to me. I'll follow in my own way, though, and they sink into the earth.
I was a little worried it was going to be the wolf trapped inside the stone.
Dog turning head.
And then you see basically the ground shift at quite a rapid pace.
Quizzical head turn the opposite direction.
Yes, Manias has a borrow speed.
Look at him go.
Some of the druid circle joint elder in the head tilting back, forth. Dingus does it with professionalism.
I was just saying, fun part is the two pseudo dragons are probably the most used to being on all fours.
Yeah.
Probably the least.
Yeah,
seeing the Baroque is a very calm, knowing nod. Like that's what it was. He doesn't care.
Right. So while you all run, Manias Bugs Bunnies it along with you, and
Let's hope he doesn't forget to take the turn at Albuquerque.
And as you're all running along, the direwolf that was the halfling sort of shifts back from his own pack to join you all, and just goes, "You mentioned you were hungry. Want to hunt?"
What do you want, Zelda?
Food.
I said something before I changed. I got stuff out of my bag.
There is a elder buck not far from here. Not long his time.
That.
Be what I had to see what these ones are capable of.
Yes.
Or at least familiar as.
In that case, follow our lead. And, right. You are going to be led off on a hunt. Okay.
Father Ted, we're hunting a deer. I feel really bad about this, because usually deer's my favorite form.
It is strange, but I suppose it is part of the holy cycle.
It is the way of the world.
It's really good we didn't this still.
He is leaving the unspoken thing of, I've done this plenty of times anyway, so it's no biggie. Alright. You can follow the circle's lead, or you can try and take you on. Do you guys want to try and show what you're made of?
Scout is following because he currently is still getting used to this form. And a lot of his scout skills do not transfer over, probably.
How well do I handle
He's used to flying.
for this form?
About as well as Dingus and Merrick.
So, fairly well.
Decently.
You're a 4-footed animal and a 4-foot. You just don't have the top half more.
Yeah, like I said, I'm missing limbs.
Oh, it's a case of horses move differently than wolves do as well, so...
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm still cantering around.
Yeah, you're doing that weird doggy trot.
Happy feet.
It is mainly the thing of, there is no even ground here to run on. It feels like any moment that you're not focused, you could catch a paw in something and break a leg. There are so many little furrows and ditches and holes and branches that, oh god, running through here, Cassie, as your normal self would be terrifying.
It'll be fun.
Whoever stops has to wait for Hadwin to figure out how to move around.
Yeah, eventually Hadwin...
NPC padding.
Hadwin is actually bodied onto all fours by one of the druids, just a shoulder tackle to get him down. And eventually does learn that, yes, forelimbs go faster. This will be a disaster for when it returns to its normal shape.
Just falling behind Raziel and occasionally trying to bite his tail.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Let's see,
I'm missing on purpose, but I want the edge to be there.
Gifton.
Yeah.
I want you to give me a dexterity saving throw using a direwolf statistics. None of your inherent bonuses.
All right, I'm just gonna roll a d20
Uh-huh.
because I don't know the inherent.
I'm looking it up
statistics
right quick.
All right, I have done badly, but
Yeah.
do I get my bonus from my divine protection?
No.
Okay, then that
No
is
inherent
bad.
ability.
Yeah. You go in for like your fourth pretend nip, and Raziel like dips and stops, and you find yourself like going up on top of him and basically ramping off of Raziel. And then he just trots up behind you, gives a little N in return, and carries on. You ever seen a wolf ramp off another wolf?
Now.
Yes.
Ow!
There's the barkish cackling of the older druid. Dinkus is meep barking over you. Little whines. Me. You okay?
Are you okay? Yeah, I'm gonna give him heady nuzzles.
Yeah.
You read it again.
Right, everybody, survival checks.
Yeah.
Advantage if you are following the lead of the druid circle. Disadvantage if you're not.
All right, I get my wisdom intelligence scores, so survival is still my thing.
Mhm.
I get advantage.
Yeah.
So I'm following the druid leader. I didn't do
So
well.
I'm gonna ask because mine acts in a weird way because of the whole dragon maid thing. Does it work like a regular animal shift in this case, and I have their stats, or do I keep mine?
Technically you're on your stats.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a dragon in a different body.
So I'm just gonna say one thing. This is gonna be a +1 because for some reason my proficiency bonus is back down to 6, and I can't get it to shift back. So, which is still not much because I have a very low survival. You said with advantage with them.
I have.
Yeah, advantage if you're following the lead.
So I'm following their lead. So not high, but
All right,
One
Toady.
question I have, since Flash of Genius is based off my intelligence directly, like it's me actually coming up with something on the fly.
You don't get your class features though.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking if it would be applicable specifically.
Yeah, we don't get class features right now.
Had
You got him right when he when we were in the when he quickly ran up. Because you go pee real quick.
Okay. And this is
It's like 2
3,
minutes.
4. Okay. Can't tank it for the group anyway because it is above average. All right. So Gifton, you do actually sort of spook the buck a bit early. Like the wolf pack spends some time getting position, moving around it. However, everyone else is in enough position that it is a quick, sort of jolt for them to move, grab it, and it is down within moments. It's dead within moments. For seeming okay hunting naturally, they don't seem to like to make it suffer like a normal wolf pack would be uncaring for.
Bite at its ankles, pull its muscles.
The moment it is down, the throat is gone. And they seem to make a concerted effort to actually snap its neck. And yeah, within moments there is a large buck on the ground, bleeding. Its last ragged breath leaving its body very rapidly, and the looks like it was the halfling that went for the throat bite. Looks up, jaws dripping with blood, tail wagging. Like, enjoy the meal. Alright. Is anybody squeamish about eating the buck?
I mean,
Nope.
I'll be honest, Carrick's probably done something similar to this at least once.
I will say that
This is gonna be a little weird because she wants to to do that sing a little prayer thank you thing.
You can do a woos if you want.
She'll do a little woos for it, and then she'll go over and eat.
Yeah, Dingus actually prods at it, and I will say there is a little bit of animal instinct driving you to this looks good, this looks nice, this smells good. Dingus, however, prods at it a bit before letting out a little not cooked.
He's been domesticated.
Jack's lived as a scout for a while. I'm pretty sure this is not the worst thing you
Uh-huh.
can do for food.
And
He's just very willingly.
I'll look over at Carrick and go, he's the one that cooks.
And Dingus looks over at your character and goes, "Not cooked."
I already probably have blood all over my muscle. I'm actually probably having an issue with part of this of the dragon fangs showing up at me so often. Because it's a new form for me. So.
And
how does Echo take it?
Echo seems curious. Like she's not put off by this. This is in line with her. I like to experience, and even if it's a bit of a gruesome one, it's an experience.
Corvus, as he's
Hadwin does not partake.
Yeah, he looks at Hadwin and is like, should you?
Hadwin is just like standing there, and you know when a dog's got their legs sort of spread out a bit as they're standing, and the head is down.
So basically, what we're saying is because of what Hadwin is, he's basically the special dog.
Yes, this is the Moon of the group.
The worst part, I just looked at my spell list. I could actually technically cook part of this for him, but I don't think they'd be happy with that.
For once in his life, Dingus is not eating ravenously. He's like doing that little nip, drag a bit of meat off.
What is Merrick doing?
Merrick seems to be eating quite happily.
Okay.
I think Merrick gets fed like scraps as you're preparing meat.
Yeah, I was just saying, and he also probably goes, "Dad's doing it. I can do it too."
Yeah.
Gifton's gonna start babying Dingus by tearing up the meat for him.
Yeah, okay, Dingus will eat the meat hunks you give him. This seems better for Dingus.
I'm just gonna look and go, I technically cook it without changing back, but I don't think we would fire it.
Notably checks while he's eating, he is keeping the wooden leg a bit back solely because he's generally not sure how blood soaking into that thing will go.
Yeah, not great. Right.
Can you stand on 3 legs?
Thank you very much for the meal.
He's standing up, it's like it's just a bit further back and he leaned on the front.
No need to thank us. You put in the effort as well.
You're gonna get to do this all day, every day, Father Ted, while we're gone.
And Ted Wolf frowns a little bit at that, and the elder druid lets out a little barking laugh and goes, "I'm afraid not. We eat like other people do. We have rations, and we do actually have duties to the forest."
It is less crunchy in this form. That's all characters say.
There's actually an audible pause when you say that. Eat a bone.
What was that? Sorry, I didn't hear you. You.
Eat a bone.
Eat a bone.
Yeah. He's gonna look at one of the bones. He's get. Oh God, this is probably gonna work badly if it fails. You start trying to chew on a bone.
Just probably looks up. He already has a piece of bone in his freaking mouth.
Right. Carrot. With you chewing on bone, this can go however you want it. You can put a little pressure and just chew, or you can, crunch through quite easily.
I'm gonna actually make. What type of check would that?
What was that, Sammy?
I was asking Raziel, you ever do this before, brother?
He just mumbles, "Not in this form."
I'm gonna make a wisdom check to see if I don't if I
Ooh,
should be able
sounds
to
like a
keep
story I want later.
from going to Dragon Fangs.
I suppose I could tell a story, a bedtime one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just crushing it as a wolf.
Okay. No.
Yeah.
Right. Dingus does have a moment of delight when he realizes, wait, that bone-like stuff that you served that has the tasty inside, it comes from bones.
Dingus. We can't head pat him because we're all the same size.
After a good sort of hour, there's some digest time as well. The elder druid goes, "Right, the remains will be eaten by whatever else is around. Nothing will go to waste here. So, shall we move on?"
Yep, onward.
Right.
That seems like the best move.
Yes.
And you can begin your run again. As you go through the forest, a lot of things try to keep clear of you, so it's hard to really spot other creatures. You do get occasional glimpses, though. There's a lot of natural wildlife here, as you'd think of it. There's you get glimpses of other deer. You see normal birds and so on. You also do see stranger things. There at one point is this sort of four-legged, vaguely deer-shaped thing that seems to be like coated in moss, creating a almost drapery around its legs. Just a pair of sort of glowing eyes lurking out from it, and it moves very, very slowly. It can't actually get out of the way of the wolf pack, but the wolf pack fears around it.
What's that?
That's a holy creature. It's what happens. What happens when something here dies within a certain plant? Takes over its form. Subsists off of it as long as there is meat and bone that remains until it lays flat.
So I just thought will be no more.
Mm-hmm. Until the next thing comes along and dies in that patch. And there is all manner of plant life as well, actual plant life. At one point, you do
I
see.
realize this is funny because I have that thing where I'm like non-stop causing nature growth that I don't really turn off. So I just like everywhere I go, just more plants.
At one point, erupting from the earth comes Manias, who like immediately comes to a halt and starts sketching something, which kind of forces a stop from the druid circle, as like they don't want to leave him behind. And you can see that he is drawing this strange. It looks like a jug. It looks like if a jug was growing off of a vine. It's yellow and dotted. Has a sort of weird leafy lid at the top of it. And
away from that thing.
Smells putrid. Yeah. And oh my god,
funny.
it's very strong in this form.
I'm gonna go check this out.
Yeah.
Why is this interesting?
And as you go, what is that? The halfling goes, it's a pitcher. It's got acid in it, digests anything that falls in. Eats the plants.
Carnivorous plants, like you said.
Oh.
Over at Father Ted.
Father Ted nods and goes, yes, one of the more subdued ones. And the older druid sort of laughs a bit in its wolf-like laugh and just goes, oh yes, if you want really carnivorous, there are ones that will chase you down.
Let's not.
That does sound problematic.
The rattling I warned you of up in the trees. There is a kind of parasitic bark that will grow on a tree line, and it'll whip out and try and grab any passing creature.
What?
I'm really sad that we don't get to stay here very long.
Why not?
Do you want to see the plants that are trying to eat you?
I want to see all the amazing things. This stuff sounds amazing.
We could come back.
I'm
Yeah,
concerned of
someday.
getting too close to them is my concern. Seeing them from a distance sounds fine.
Do you not want some for your home?
No, I'm under applications to not keep bringing things home.
You are. Yes, you might want to make yourself into a smaller form if you can to go see them.
If you get small enough, they don't.
Gifton gives a look.
They prey primarily on larger things like primates in the trees.
There are disadvantages and advantages to each Gifton.
Oh yes.
There's only one
You want
gifted.
to look at the big nasty plant thing that wants to eat big things. You go as a small thing. But if you're a small thing, there's equally something bigger that's wanting to eat you.
Yes, there's nothing that can't be preyed upon and nothing that can't be a predator.
Precisely.
Just how eager it wants to be.
Just remember, eat it before it eats you.
Oh, this is bad words for Dingus to learn.
This is unusual having a tail.
Is it?
Oh, you spend long enough with a tail, you start to think it's unusual not having it. I feel so naked when I'm in my humanoid form.
Is that having such a light tail when you have a tail?
It's much smaller than what I'm used to.
I mean, to be fair, you're kind of naked in your humanoid form.
Oh, yes, but metaphorically.
Yeah, but physically.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Just try it. It's freeing.
It is.
There's scowls from a couple of the other druids. Prudes. Right,
So,
I
are
will
you
say,
all from
clothing
various
adds mystery.
what was that, Christian?
Sorry, what were you saying, Telday?
I talked over you. Go ahead.
I was saying clothing adds mystery.
Yeah, there's a sort of from the elder druid. What were you saying, then?
I was just asking the random wolves, are they all from the same area?
Oh, and the one of them sort of looks up the halfling and just goes, "Of recent, yes. Before, no. Most of us come from all across Ilan's land."
So how did you become druids?
Well, I think it's a little different for each of us, but most of us have a common story in this circle, which is first we were afflicted, and then we sought sanctuary, and with that you learn control, and you get blessed.
Oh, so if you're afflicted with being a place wolf, then you go like on a spiritual journey.
Yes, that's a good way of putting it. You call them place wolves.
Yeah, because they're
Still don't know why she does that.
But there's place persons on Ilan's continent because there's the mountains and the rivers that are people that talk.
But why would they be place wolves?
Because werewolf sounds weird. It's not a where, it's a place.
Oh God, is that
He's
where
aware of
this
a
is
different
stemming
spelling.
from?
Giffen, it is where is in WERE, not WHERE.
Oh,
Oh,
So not where as in
Yes.
a location.
that's like your. That doesn't even make like where. That's a
it
word.
doesn't have the meaning of where either.
It's actually Rezio actually pipes up. It actually comes from their language, and he looks over at the Hexenreich wolves. The where is not where as in location. It's actually man.
There.
Always blame linguistic problems on the Hexenreichers. That's right, about
That's where
80% of the time.
languages came from.
What was it?
Oh.
Weird old Wolpus. Yes.
Place wolf sounds better to me.
Oh.
I mean, it just sounds better than why.
So are you often in this area?
Oh, yes, this is our main haunt, I suppose you could think of it. We roam about 100 odd miles within this radius, and we would call our territory.
Does that mean Father Ted's gonna learn control?
If he wants to. We're happy to teach him, take him in. And,
Can I do that?
well, Ted's actually looking at them going, it's actually possible to control it. Oh, yes, yes. It takes a lot of fortitude and focus and no small amount of drugs at first, but it is possible. And it's a gateway into other things. Of course, I'd love to be able to control it. Not.
Imagine that. Drugs and gateway in the same discussion.
Yeah, right?
It's like it's a gateway drug.
Ah! Yes. How could I not want that? Oh, there you go. Easy choice. I think most of us come to that conclusion. What do you want to do? Do you want to rip apart those you love, or do you want to not do that?
Father Ted would never do that.
Wait, which was that from one of the druids?
Ted's head hangs.
What's the matter?
Raziel's just going to like shoulder nudge you and just be like, I think bad past offense.
Oh.
Right. Well, cheery. Okay. Let's Is he done drawing?
Is he?
What ensues is the druidic circle just start barking insistently at
I'm gonna go
Manias.
over and start like trying to pull his book away from him.
What? No. Just let me finish the pattern. Oh, fine. And you actually get a little bop on the muzzle with the book before it gets tucked into his satchel, and he just sinks back into the earth, glaring.
Don't you wish you could cast stone and mud for just a little
Stone
bit of
shaping right now.
Yeah, I'm starting to think, Thelde, that the guide that we got is a little annoyed with our adventure.
He's a terrible guide, Raziel says.
He's not wrong.
Maybe we should just pick him up when we pick up Father Ted.
He probably wouldn't be upset by that. I think we are just a free trip.
I think that's true. Would
I
it be
had
alright if
not
he roamed around
originally-
this area?
Oh, yes, that'll be absolutely fine, the Drider says.
Alright, we'll talk to him about that when we're back in proper speaking form again.
The group of you can start on your journey once more, and there's a lot of interesting sights and sounds on the way. Too many and too varied to be bothered to describe. But eventually the wolf pack starts to slow, and you see them start to resume their humanoid forms, and they sort of gesture at you all as if like, release your spell.
Yep, I'm just gonna let the spell go.
Carrick will shift back into normal humanoid form.
Gifton's gonna scoop up Dingus, put him up on Graz's shoulder with a big kiss, and then I'm gonna take my ring off and then hop in that pocket I was offered.
Ah, okay. You
I'm gonna take off my ring, go over and tug on Raziel's pant leg, and be like, "Up."
He will reach down, pick you up, and gently put you in his pocket, and the Drider can't actually help but let out a little delighted noise. And then there's that sort of hush discussion between her and the halfling that might just be, oh my god, look how cute, oh my god.
I'm gonna
When
pick
in truth,
Merrick
it's
up
actually, I wonder what it
and put him
tastes
on my
like.
shoulder.
Dingus and Merrick are letting out these stilted little beeps and meeps as if they're trying to bark still, like they want to make that noise more.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a little
Oh no. Oh no.
Well, I no longer have tongues cast on me, so
Yeah.
we're at that point. Good luck, everybody.
We're gonna all have to use our circlets anyways.
Mhm.
So
Alright,
Speaking of which-
the minute we transform back, just
the druids just go, right, this'll be where we leave you. Best not to run in as wolves. Cause all manner of havoc even if they know us. Always a surprise.
Then no
Can
wave
we-
at them because I don't know what they're saying.
can we see the village from here?
Perception checks.
Ba-da-ba-ba.
Oh, well, within 120 feet.
Oops, forgot to turn
Hmm?
that off.
I'll bump mine at 24 just in case.
Okay. At first,
Cast.
none of you can see it. Until you remember the prop hunt rules. And Cassie's head
Cranes upwards.
cranes upwards. And suddenly
Ears tilt back and head follows.
yeah. And it's about 100 more feet off in horizontally, but only about 40 feet or so upwards. You do see what looks like to be a platform, and that's all you can see. Like, that's the only sign that there's something unusual. But you can also hear activity that sounds more humanoid, maybe. Like, there might be that muffled sound of voices and just that din of village life. And as everyone's gazes sort of follow upwards towards that, the older druid nods and goes, "Oh yeah, you'll have to climb." or flap or whatever your means are.
Both work for me. Wait.
Carrick
suddenly goes, wait. You can't understand what I'm saying.
And the driver of the group actually smiles fondly and goes, yes, I'll fit it back sometime, but not today.
Cockhead Slablet.
Be one of the Drider.
And she looks at you, Telda, and just goes, I'm from here.
Nod.
Well,
so I take, is it tree up type thing?
tree.
Like the village is connected to the tree, or the player to the GM? Sorry.
Oh, maybe. You see a platform that is like sort of built on top of a branch that seems to lead off into the deeper tree line.
Okay.
Yeah, me and Dingus to go check it out.
Certainly. If you want to flap up and see what's going on.
Okay.
Oh, if they could all go as a group.
Okay, we'll do that.
Are
Alright.
we all capable of ladder climbing?
I can do both.
How high up is it?
Well, why don't we just walk over
About
and check out
40
the
foot
bottom of
up.
the tree, I guess.
Yes, let's check the platform first.
Okay. Good luck, everybody, and it was just nice running with you. And the druids start to assume noble form.
I'm gonna wave at them because I still don't understand what they're saying.
I'm actually going to go back
Bow.
into wolf form as they assume theirs,
Mhm.
and just go. Thank you for the assistance, and
Jack
then
will
turn.
give a polite bow.
The
and then turn back.
elder druid, before he resumes his own form, actually puts a hand on Father Ted's shoulder and says, "Say your goodbyes, and I'll transform you." And Ted actually looks at the group and goes, "Thank you so much for bringing me here."
Yeah, in a little while.
Yes, I'll see you when I see you, I suppose.
Maybe you can teach me to be a druid when I see you next time.
I will endeavour to do so, Holy One.
Please don't do that.
And he smiles at you, and then just comes over and hugs you.
Ow.
Oh, right, can't do that. He comes over and just puts his little pinky finger out.
Yep, I'll give it a hug.
Yeah. Right, be safe, all of you. And with that, Father Ted is transformed
Mel,
back into a
hear you.
wolf. And the elder druid gives you all a merry wave before he too assumes his wolf form, and they run off into the woods.
That was an interesting experience.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I probably return to Baraskian rather than ancient Saharan. Shrug.
Yeah, probably. I figure between having what we've had, I could get just what he's saying with the comprehends going.
Raziel's looking up from the base of this tree, and the platform does continue off into the tree line. It looks like it is an entrance, but no ladder.
We climb the tree?
Oh, I suppose we can. No,
Out some
I am a
daggers.
mage, and he just puts his hand up as like I am above this, and he's gonna teleport up there.
I
Oh,
was
no.
considering a
This is
dimension door.
unfortunate. This is unfortunate because it means me and Dingus fall to the ground.
Nope, because NPCs are not levied by the spells that players are.
Whee! I go up.
Yeah.
Out of character, how much does cast weigh? Is it a sub 500?
I don't think I've ever thought of that.
1
What
second.
would the DM say a centaur would weigh?
1 second.
DM's
The
looking up
cast
centaur
can
weight.
climb that.
Let's see.
You can,
I'm gonna. Yeah, she's more than 500.
okay, so I can't levitate her.
And I can't dimension door her.
Cass is going to start climbing.
I think you can.
A
I
willing
can.
creature.
I have.
No.
No,
He
a
can
dimension
dimensional
door.
door.
Yes, you have.
Okay.
Yeah, it's objects that worry about weight, not the extra person.
I guess do your athletics check if you're.
Oh yeah,
fine
he
with
is. Cass is still medium size, so
that. Mhm.
Okay, Cass,
Cass
you
is doing
can.
the slowest climb up.
Yeah, this is going to be slow going for you, Cass, because of the centaur climb speed. But you can climb.
I was gonna say, as she starts, she's actually just going to do this. I'm hitting her and I'm hitting Tilde.
Okay. Cass, you
I
suddenly feel so
think
much
that's
lighter.
awesome.
And then suddenly, God damn it!
Just takes it easy. We're in a hurry.
I was going to dimension door. Thank you.
Okay, so Manias just sort of waves at you and goes, "Height's not my thing, so I'll leave you all to it."
Do you
Yep,
want to
okay.
just meet up with us later? Because I figured you want to go draw stuff.
Yes, I'll be around. And he waves his hand, and he's already sort of wandering off to look at something.
I will send him ascending when appropriate.
Worst guide ever.
Kirk's gonna not fly. Relatively tight quarters, and so I've got a 40-foot climb speed, so we're gonna triple me with that.
Since there would have been probably an opportunity where I swapped, I'm gonna make sure I've left the bag of holding with all of his books and stuff with him,
Okay.
just so he has all that. Because he might as well pack it, because it's better than him pack it than me.
Uh-huh.
It's his stuff.
Corvus looks at Echo. Echo. Empty.
I want to try climbing.
I could have actually levitated Corvus.
Right.
Try climbing.
So, as we engage in the activity that will lead to Echo's death in this campaign, let's just roll her a d20.
If I saw Echo's arrow, I'd burn a fifth level spell slot and may try to hit her along with.
Oh,
Like basically hitting a couple people to make
she
sure.
looks.
Featherfall token. Let her try.
She looks as disappointed as Cass does if you hit her with fly.
I mean, she doesn't have to fly; she still can climb.
Yeah.
Just a fly that's.
Yeah, she starts doing the handhold thing and then finds that she like drifts if she leads to, and she's like, it's not the same. And she'll just fly on up.
I bought it, but there was a time and a place.
But this is the place with the large trees.
We can do it. I do. It's not the last time we were going to be here.
You don't know that.
Here, perhaps.
Where does this pessimism come from? Raziel says to you, Gifton.
So the fly that Saxon did, was that also including Corvus and Hadwin, or just
You can fly.
I can't fly. I'm okay.
You are capable of flight normally. You're capable of saying what I am.
I know I'm capable of flying. I have to deal with a lot. I have to deal with the two others.
Raziel is actually going to look down from the platform and point at Hadwin and go, I suggest leaving the creepy thing here.
I was going to do that. Yes.
Is it still in wolf form?
No.
No, I let that spell. It's a concentration spell for me.
Okay, I wasn't sure how that.
When I let it go, it's
multiples.
everybody goes.
Okay.
It is now standing on 4 feet.
Stay here and don't engage anything until I return.
Hadwin just nods.
Not very anything.
Goes up.
It's gonna be carried off by a dire wolf.
I certainly don't know what to tell it to defend itself if need be.
Flies back down. Sorry, Hadwin, do defend yourself if it comes to it.
Nods.
All right, then leaves.
I just let it go.
That is such a
beat it with a bat.
I mean, with what it is, something probably.
You return to see Hadwin, like his leg being mauled by an actual wolf, and he's just standing there passively.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
it didn't do it.
If something goes to injure him or move him, he can defend himself.
Hadwin now surrounded by dead bodies everywhere. He's kind of creepy looking. He was hurt emotionally.
Okay.
Thank you for going the route my brain wanted to without saying it.
Yep. Alright, so we're
up on this platform, you see that there is a sort of very wide walkway that starts to lead off around another set of trees, like curving about, and it's a bit perplexing as to why there's just this walkway that leads to nothing. But following it along, that sound of activity grows louder, and yeah. Are you still running Rez's pocket?
Yep.
Good. Right. Dingus is on your shoulder. Is Merrick being kept close at hand or being let free?
Merrick's on my shoulder.
Okay. Right. In that case, you all walk along and perception checks.
That shouldn't be with advantage, so it should be an 8.
Okay.
I just forgot to turn that off.
Until they rolled the lowest he could.
Right. Everybody but Shaxton. It's not long before you see these large webs spanning between tree branches and sometimes by adjacent trees.
Spider lady was from here. Of course, there's spiders everywhere.
And they seem to be just set up in like really what would otherwise be really clear spots. And Dingus doesn't like that. Dingus actually sort of like huddles back on Rez's shoulder a bit and beeps. It's like, shouldn't put it in flight paths. Webs not go there. Not good.
It's to keep the flappies down.
And as you come around another tree, and this has been weirdly windy. Like if someone's trying to build an efficient path, this is not it. At one point, it has like circled around a tree entirely and just gone up slightly, and then come back down on the next tree, only to wind around the tree again and go off in a different direction.
We were just standing over there. They couldn't put a span between the two.
But as you come around one of these corners, you actually see another Drider. She is standing on the sort of like the actual trunk of the tree and not the platform, just getting herself a bit more height as she is removing a bird, a very large bird, like this is bigger than Dingus's, from the webbing.
Dingus has a bird?
Like it's bigger than Dingus.
Bigger than Dingus.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know.
The bird looks like it is dead, and with some of those perceptions, Cassie, Corvus, and Carrick, you can see there is actually what looks like to be a little needle sticking out of the bird. And she's just taking it off of this web and she's putting it into a bag that she has at her side that it seems to have some other like feathery bits sticking out of it. There's probably other birds in there. And as you all round the corner, she starts looking very surprised.
Did anyone think to cast tongues before we got here?
Not yet, but I have innate casting still left of it because I'm waiting to see if we actually can have a language that's between everybody.
Raziel will actually reach out and cast tongues on you, Gifton.
What did you just cast on me?
A mysterious spell.
Oh.
And then you see him repeat it on himself.
I really appreciate how the first thing that the Drider hears from the group is, "What did you just cast on me?"
Flap up out of the pocket a bit. Hi.
She has like lifted up what looks like to be this little handheld tube in panic.
Excuse me. We are lost, and what is that?
Didn't RG use a blowgun at one point?
I don't know.
She's
if I'd
very
recognize
nice, isn't she?
whatever.
Okay.
I think
Darts, that's what it was.
Darts, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use darts.
I think you were looking into it, but never did.
I mean, anybody that wants to do a just straight in check can try and figure out what it is. But as you ask, what is that? She replies with, "Who are you?"
Oh, hi. I'm Gibson. This is my brother Raz, and this is Carrick and Jackson and Cassie and Tilday and Lord Dingus of the Bridge and his son Merrick and
As they start listening through the party.
Orvis and
A slight
Echo.
wave when she says Telday's name.
Out of curiosity, when she says, "Who are you?" is it any identifiable language?
It is in the native language here.
Okay.
But Shaxton, you know a blowgun when you see one. Carrick and Corvus, you know that as well, and you know that it's likely got a kind of poison in it if that is what was being used to kill that bird.
Yep.
Notably, you did not see any motion of her loading it, be it through putting something in her mouth or putting something into the tube, and it is likely unloaded despite her raising it.
She's probably trying to use it as a threat or gonna hit you with it.
Yeah. Hits you. A blowgun is like a little straw, or is it like a big tube? Like
it's one that looks like it's made out of a kind of thick bamboo-ish thing.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's about a meter in length.
It can still whack.
You can still whack.
Yeah.
I mean, you see anything hard enough here.
What's your name?
I'm Siobhan.
Hi, Siobhan.
Be right back.
She is actually looking at Shaxton with some hesitancy.
We are currently looking for Hexenrikers.
There's one amongst you.
Yeah, he's okay. We're fine with that one. No, we're trying to find other ones though.
The kobolds.
Yeah.
Oh, we like kobolds. They're pretty great. But no, we were there's a woman named Usglass. Has you heard anything about her? She's human, has gold eyes.
Jax will calmly do the minor illusion again.
She's very slowly lowering that tube, like as in I'm not trying to be directly threatening, but I'm keeping it ready. And she inches forward a little bit on the tree as if to get a better look. I'm not familiar with her, but I don't interact with the outside as much.
Oh,
okay. You'd probably want to talk to Keela.
Keela? Okay.
She's
would that be okay if we did? Should we not come into the is it bad that we're here? We could go back out.
Are you all Hexenreich?
I'm from Barast. Almost all of us are from Barast. Do you know where that is?
Yes, the other Feylands.
Yeah. We're from Barast. We came over with our friend, the druid that's going into the Circle of Wolves.
You're friends of the Circle?
I don't know if we can claim that, but we dropped a friend off with them.
If they've met with you, then that's as close to friends as many get.
They gave us an escort here. To get us safely through the jungle.
She lowers the blowgun further and just looks at Shax and goes, "And his mind? Is it sound?"
As sound as mine is. Right, I can't say that. Yeah, I can say that, but you can't understand me.
Yeah.
Correct.
Jax will very calmly just do a tap against head and then thumbs up.
He is quite sound of mind. Raziel pipes up as well.
Well, Raz gives him.
Okay then. I'll lead you in to the village.
All right, thank you.
And she pulls a sort of drawstring on her bag to tighten it up, and clambers back down onto the platform. And she gives you all another sort of slightly nervous look before just motioning to follow her.
Mm-hmm.
And as you walk along this pathway, you see there's a lot more of this webbing scattered about.
I didn't know there were that many driders outside of Hayes continent. Did you?
Refugees, Raziel says.
And I was told that there's some of the friendlier groups here.
I guess it makes sense. You get drider silk from Eunice Aflac, so.
Mm-hmm. They're descendants of those that were saved.
Makes sense.
Your doting wildfather always had a soft spot for Hayes kind.
It is great that we're being explained this, and everybody else around is also here.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is somewhat hushed. Between him and a few wayward angels, you'll find a few of hers have scattered to the other lands.
A nod.
Taniel is actually responsible for there being quite a few lizard folk in my homeland.
Taniel?
Mm-hmm.
Or Daniel?
Sorry, wrong name. My brain, hang on.
Cindiel?
Nope. Demonic friend.
Turiel.
Turiel, thank you. Tease.
Wait.
Yeah.
What is Raz's homeland?
That's what I was about. Actually, Carrick's gonna kind of turn over and go, "Wait, where's your homeland?"
That's Shingsha, right?
Yeah, Xingqiao.
Yeah.
Is that a known
name? It's a known name, and he looks at you like, "You got me cutlery and plates from there." Wait, did you not realize that was where I was from?
We never knew.
No, actually, I did not.
Miris's land.
Oh, great! There's a whole line for Miris.
Of course there would be.
Why are you surprised? We know
I don't. I want to keep that.
Out of character, I'm actually surprised that anyone knows where it is.
I mean, our characters don't know where it is.
It's a land that moves.
Like, out of character, our characters knew each god had a continent. That was the point.
No, the point is Corvus doesn't want to know that.
I always wanted to go there. I had to do a lot of research when I was putting together the temple on my prop. I didn't say that.
In fact, I'll have to tell you about my first host in this cycle.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm. Li Bai.
Please do.
Li Bai.
And he looks at you as if like expecting that to mean something to you. No, you don't. You don't.
Looking at?
Like the group in general.
No, I'll make a history check.
Okay.
History check or intelligence?
History.
I hate history. It's the worst for
sexy.
me.
Wow, look at that.
That's one thing that I'm good at.
I know.
How do you spell it? Because I feel like I can...
Libai.
B-A-I.
Ah.
Okay.
Oh, god damn it.
Carrick. You think you've heard the name, but you cannot pinpoint it. Shaxton and Telday. He is a famous poet from those lands. Like ancient. His work is relatively obscure outside of Miris's land. But there is a famous name.
Can I quote any of it?
Yeah. Yes, you can indeed.
You will, in fact, quote some then.
I will quote a line.
He looks proud. He beams.
All right, I need to know what that is. That's really nice sounding.
That is the work of a muse and a great mind together.
Aw.
Good
Maybe
times.
we'll get to go there sometime. You can take me for a tour and translate for me.
I'd love
Be
to.
a better guide. I need a better guide than my last guide I was given.
I'm sorry, Siobhan says.
Not you, Siobhan.
Perhaps we should continue with the
Yes.
diplomacy.
Siobhan, who looks like, oh, I'm not leading them fast enough, hurries up a little bit more. And after a couple of minutes, actually, no, she will, at that, like, chidding she thinks she's gotten, she'll go, so, these are hunting grounds.
You're fine, Siobhan. Honestly, it's just we have a guide that's with us, and he's off in the woods somewhere drawing things, and he's not with us at all. So that's what we were
that's
talking
not
about.
safe.
Yeah, he's okay. He's made of rock. He's fine.
She blinks a few times and goes, wait, Manias?
Yeah, Manias.
Nod.
Why hasn't he come up?
Because he said he was gonna go look at something.
He said heights do not.
He says that every time.
Yeah, he's out there.
Oh.
Wait, did she say every time?
Yes.
No. That's actually Carrick saying that out loud.
Yes, he says that every time.
I do believe that he had been here multiple times.
He was supposed to be our guide, but he kind of hasn't.
Guide?
I can't imagine him acting as a guide to anybody. He can't even guide himself.
I think he just wanted to come over here. He really likes it here.
She nods and actually seems to visibly relax. Now that there has been a familiar name. Yes, he does like it here, and if you're friends with Manias, then yes. So
he says I'm a very dumb druid. That's what he said.
That's a very rude thing to say. But you're a druid?
However long he's lived, he
I
doesn't
don't
have
think I
grace
am.
for pleasantries. Again, Carrick is going to eventually remember that can't be understood.
He says because I can walk through the trees that I'm a druid, but I just walk through the trees.
She'll nod as she leads you on, and soon enough you actually start to see wider building here. You see other driders. Just some seem to be working on like repairing some things, like they get weather up here and some things get blown off, and they're just maintaining the buildings up here. And it is a little village suspended up. I really hate that I was going to just use the description Ewok village.
It's okay, it's already been linked.
Yeah. Oh, great. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
But then continuing on along the lines, yes, you have an Ewok village up here. It's a little more patchy. Like there aren't actually platforms leading between a lot of areas. They seem to be quite comfortable just climbing on some webbing that they have strung up. Which that stuff seems to look, it's very strong. It's actually being used as support for a lot of things. And
it's like a dangerous place, doesn't it, Dingus?
Me. Dingus flaps his wings.
Not.
I'm gonna say
This is that
lovely.
Lovely.
I'm gonna say lovely in ancient Zaharan, because that is the fun language to use here.
She gives you a little glance and goes, "You know what that sound?"
It is very old.
It's a very old sound.
Nod.
It's a very unhelpful statement.
It's from Zaha. You know Zaha?
Oh, yes, I know of Zaha from songs.
We spent some time in Zaha.
Oh, that is the language of the old songs. I never learnt the words myself, but I've heard them sung.
Oh. Maybe you'll hear them sometime.
Can you get her to sing some?
She says she doesn't know the words.
The tune works.
Can you hum the tune?
No.
She says no.
She looks like abashed at the idea. No, I don't sing well. I am no. Oh, if you want to hear a song sung, then you could go to Nula. She likes to. She's always saying that we should learn the old words, and some do, but yeah, I think she's scared that it's dying out.
Oh. So there are a lot of people here.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, our village is about 70 of us here.
Ow.
There's a bigger village a couple of weeks away, but I mean, it's just good grounds.
70 is a number Gift to understand.
That's a reasonable number as far as Gibson's concerned.
That's like one household for the brownies.
There's a very large lambic breeding grounds not far from here, so we get a lot of them flying through.
What? That's the bird, right?
She pulls out this large bird. And goes, yes, lambi.
Lambi.
Very good meat. And the feathers make for soft cushioning.
So is there trade?
You're getting a lot of stares, by the way, as she's leading you through.
I don't have to do this. This is Raziel's problem.
Oh yes, we trade. We trade with a few other villages, and we get traders coming now, even foreign traders.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think every 2 years, there's a foreign trade caravan that comes through, which is great. But mostly we deal with neighbouring villages, and there's a clan of gnolls not far from here as well. They do a good trade, but you got to be careful with them,
Gnolls are wonderful.
They are wondrous, certainly.
So everything's very, very spread out, though, huh?
Well, yes, because the trees are. Oh, you mean the other villages?
Yeah.
Yeah. It just feels wrong to have too many in one spot. The growth becomes unsustainable for the local environment.
Oh, that makes sense. Well, correct everybody.
A big concept.
Guys, we might be overly or underly prepared for how hard this is going to be to search for this person.
Also, do you say that in character, Corvus?
No, I don't understand what they're saying.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
The concept exists when you get holy edicts.
In other words.
Well, you understand what Gifton's saying.
Yeah, but she didn't say what the Trider was.
Well, you also have the
implying.
item you could have activated again. So
it's a multiple activated.
It is at will.
It's at will.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it takes an action to activate, but you can do it at will.
So you could have did that if you wanted.
Yeah. Well, Corvus would have been listening in, and then when that statement was said, he would have piped up.
That's a big concept.
That's a big concept.
Corvus says that's a big concept.
What?
What do you mean?
Sorry.
She wants to know what you mean.
Explain.
It's a large sorry, I can't say that word.
Facility?
No.
Can you write it out?
No, I can't even spell it. Sophisticated.
Sophisticated?
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, sophisticated?
That's a
What is it?
Sophisticated
concept to live by in.
To live by.
I think it's a very basic concept, isn't it?
You got that right.
Yes, most don't live by that sort of ideal or concept. They pile into one area and continue to grow endlessly.
He says most people have a tendency to pile in one area and grow endlessly.
Oh, the Wildfather wouldn't let that happen.
Oh, that would.
He prefers that they spread out.
There are many ancient tales of, cities that have tried to happen.
Oh. And that
And
doesn't go over very well, huh?
Oh, the beasts that come, no walls can stop them.
Oh my.
So there are creatures here that are
Opposed to
substantial
cities.
even to cities standing, even to walls and defenses,
Hmm,
which is what most people strive to.
You just met the circle, yes?
Yes.
Why do you think the werewolves exist?
Why do the place wolves exist?
The wolves kept out the beasts, so Iland made it so that the beasts would come from within.
Oh.
She actually looks quite proud for a moment, and she goes, "See, when I was little, I didn't understand that it didn't just mean from within the walls, but also from within self. It's like got multiple meanings."
Right.
Oh.
She nods as if like she's proud of herself.
The city pulls itself apart.
So does that mean because brownies are mostly indoor people that someday beasts will come from within us?
You are a beast gift.
Oh.
That's fairly rude.
It was meant as a compliment.
She nods a few times, and then she just goes, "Also, there's things like the elephants and so on. So, walls aren't that great either.
Oliphants.
Oh, great big beasts. Easy push over a tower or a wall or
Didn't we have a discussion of an elephant at one point in game?
yes.
Might have at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we talked about the
String over a tower.
Oh,
Use the siege creatures.
there's the tyrannosaurs.
Tyrannosaur.
Does I mean, we know Tyrannosaurus is turbo lizard. Is there a definition of that in this world as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you recognize?
Do we recognize?
Would we know of it?
You'd have to make in Barras. No, not really.
Okay.
Not really. Okay.
Jax have a chance at it.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that wants to
Least I can
can
get that.
go ahead and make me a nature check.
Mhm.
It will be
looking
a disadvantage for everybody, though. Yes. And she's going to be ever so helpful by going, "It's like a dragon, but it's also a turkey."
Oh,
Yeah,
I turned Dingus into one of those once.
But I'll bump mine up to 29.
What is a dingus?
Oh, this is Lord Dingus of the Bridge.
Oh, well,
Like
he's
the
very
dingus.
cute.
Dingus
Mimi.
is very cute.
And you get flashes in your head of and handsome and regal.
Is she trying to bark still? By the way.
No, they got bored of that game really quickly.
Okay.
29. You've seen pictures of them in books, Shaxton. You have
That's what
your
I
doubts of how
figured.
accurate the pictures are.
Was one a giant fluffy chicken?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So actually, let's be looking and thinking. I have seen pictures of them in some books people had written instruction manuals, but the veracity of them is questionable.
Oh, no, they're real.
They existed. No, they existed, but the veracity of the pictures in the book.
I don't think he can be understood either. Anyways.
Yeah.
She actually. Oh, yeah, that's right.
He would have actually
yeah.
clarified that of his own volition because that was exactly what I was about to do.
Yeah, she actually pauses in leading you and goes, "Where am I taking you?"
You were taking us to meet Keela?
Right, Keela. Oh, and then she actually walks past you as if she's gone in the wrong direction.
Oh, we sidetracked her.
It happens.
Yeah.
I mean, look at us.
I
Or listen to us.
feel like I should have done a lot more education
Also,
on
there's
Illin's
a
continent
lot of
before we
people
came here.
watching us.
Yeah, there's a lot of driders talking to each other, pointing at you. You can see one sort of drider that like, only comes up to her mother's lower leg segment. Is trying to pull away as if I want to go see. And it's being held back.
Cute.
Assuming from some of the older ones that aren't like kids and that, a bunch at that point he's directed specifically at Jax.
Yes, there are, especially from the adults. The kids seem to be curious in general. The adults are keeping a very wary eye on you.
Gifton,
Yeah?
you may want to make mention that there is one of Oz in our party that's acting as sentry down by the tree, and he's not to be disturbed.
Oh, you mean Hadwin?
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, monstrosity.
So I should probably tell you that we have a construct at the base of the tree that is sitting and waiting diligently, and he is not to be disturbed, according to Corvus.
Well, we don't go down much, so.
All right.
I
I don't want to startle anybody.
I only want that to be clear.
Will he be safe on his own now?
I don't know.
Yes, he will.
There are tigers
Corvus
in the
says he
area.
will. She says there's tigers. What's a tiger?
It's,
This is where you suddenly see Raz put his hand over Git.
yeah. He actually seems to like without thinking glance over his shoulder, and he just leans down and goes, "It's a very, 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 very large breed of cat with big teeth."
All right, Gifton is now at the bottom of the pocket.
And he looks down at his pocket and goes, "Imagine a cat that could take down a horse."
There is no Gifton.
It is the dragon of cats.
Corvus is not helping.
There's very gentle patting on the outside of the pocket.
You do realize this makes you the sole diplomat of the party at the moment.
Grand. Who wants tongues cast on them?
Sleight hand.
Mine.
Okay, you get the tongues. You get the tongues. You get the tongues. He's going to expend a bunch of his spell slots. Everyone gets tongues.
Oh my, Rat's just giving his tongues out.
That is much easier.
Shoving his tongues on people.
But eventually you come to a hut is a weird word to use describing a tree building, but a hut it is still.
Treehouse.
It's all a tree. It's one big tree house. It's got many rooms. Yes, you come to a hut, and she knocks on the door and just goes, Keela, are you in? And you hear a male voice reply with, "She's out right now. What's up, Siobhan? Oh, I've got some people here that want to see her. Why do you want to see her?"
To look for not Unisac.
Oostglass.
Oostglass.
Oh, right. She knows about outsiders more. They're here to find somebody called Uskglass. Uskglass?
Oostglass.
Yes.
Uskglass. That's a hard name to say.
They are silly.
It's a
Oostglass
perfectly
is
reasonable
silly?
way to say a name, but okay.
And the door opens up, and a tall Drider male sort of takes a little step back in surprise that it's not just her, starting a little bit, and goes, "Oh, hello.
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 Greetings.
You're all bipeds.
Yep.
Usually.
You from the?"
Excuse me?
All but her.
Oh, but her. Yeah.
And he tilts his head and goes, "Oh, that's funny."
I can be non-bipedal if you
No,
prefer,
you
but
would
I take up a
no,
lot more
How do you walk
space.
like that?
No, Carrick, no.
You mean on two legs?
No, 4 hooved legs.
Easy. About the same as walking on 8 tentacles.
He shakes his head as if like that's the silliest thing I've ever seen, and just she'll be I don't know, a little while. Do you want to come in, please? Yes, come in. I'm Dara. Come on.
Nice to meet you,
And
Dara.
you're all beckoned in. and there's just a lot of cushioning in here. There's no real seats as you think of them, just like large cushions, and they're all quite beautiful. There's a array of colours of these, and it strikes you quite quickly. Most of these are woven from silk. There's a few other fabrics here, likely stuff that's been traded for, but there's a lot of silk in here. And it becomes quickly apparent why, as he moves back behind a very, very large array of. You've got your traditional, big frame silk weaving things. There's a couple of wheels in here, and he resumes working a bit, just settling down. Looks like he's making a tapestry, perhaps, right now. It's a bit hard to tell because it's early stages.
We saw some of this in Ancient Sahar,
yes,
right?
and it's very, very familiar to Ancient Sahar.
Corvus is mentally thinking. Is it silkworms or is it actually spider silk that they make?
You asking him?
No, he's mentally trying to suss this out.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence check. You'll have to check your memory.
23.
Yeah, you remember in Ancient Sahar, it was silk they produced. They work with other stuff as well, but they can produce. They can actually produce a few different silk types.
One's for clothes, one's for building.
Mm-hmm.
One's for fighting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be on the end of the fighting one.
Much like a spider has its silk, and then it has the secretion that goes on the silk to make it sticky. They do similar, only they have a few different silk glands.
Resourceful. Sorry, just mentally thinking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should offer you refreshment. You thirsty? Hungry? We don't have a lot in the kitchen right now. Thirsty, at least.
Water would be good. Yeah.
And he gets up and moves and basically just grabs a few little wooden cups and bowls off a counter, and then just goes over to what looks like to be a sort of a spout in a wall. Just pulls it back, and just some water starts to pour out of it. And he fills up these cups and starts handing them out.
Thank you very much.
We'll wave it off.
And he just nods, doesn't question it. Your pets here. There's a bowl for them as well.
Hands it to Cassie.
Dingus tilts his head and he's like, What pets?
Gifted, obviously.
Merrick, not being so haughty, is already hopping down and lapping at the bowl.
Figured that was how that one was.
You also get the little flash from Merrick of, not milk.
Aw. I could make it taste like milk, but that would probably make it better.
People on your spoiled pseudo.
Dingus then has to think of, Merrick pet, okay, and goes down to join him.
Wow.
He's your son, Dingus.
He could be son and also Carrick
know
pet.
How much thinks of most of the of his children.
Dingus is a lord.
Yeah.
He's not a pet.
Dingus is above all of this. And he sits back down at these what do they call those goddamn weaving frames?
Looms.
Loom, thank you. Sits back down at his loom, and he Siobhan leaves you all behind, seemingly glad to be
Done with us.
done, no responsibility. And Dara himself is awkwardly silent. And it's not in the sense of like he feels like you're intruding. It's like, just that silence of someone that doesn't know how you're supposed to treat guests.
Dara, was it?
Yes.
What are you making then?
Oh, this I'm making a new window cover.
Out of silk.
Yes. It's going to be treated.
Sorry, silk is, I guess, we're from a more exquisite fabric.
He actually seems amused by this idea. Exquisite?
Well, Corvus is asking questions. Rex is actually just looking intently, like actually, like not trying not to get close and touch, but actually just kind of leaning slightly, looking at that because shit, it's building stuff and he's fascinated by it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's fancy clothing, fancy wear of riches and spoils. It is made for people who have a particular taste.
She is quite adept with them.
Corvus will pull at his traveler's cloak. Fabric like this is more amenable for window covering.
He actually sort of looks at you and just sort of reaches out, goes, "Can I take a look?"
Yep, sure.
And just like tugs in your shirt a bit, rubs his finger on it, and goes, "I'll trade you."
He just takes his cloak off, folds it up. Sure, if you want.
And he moves over and goes, "Want a cloak in return, or I made a blanket?" And he just starts bringing out these like a whole different waft of silk and.
A cloak for a cloak seems very reasonable.
And he goes, "Here then. You might need to take it in a bit. It's supposed to cover the lower body of us. It's quite long. I can do that for you if you want."
So you're a tailor as well, then?
Oh yes.
Gifton.
I think they would actually have to be.
He's actually paying attention to all this the second he started pulling out sewing supplies.
We have several of our own that are good seamsters and seamstresses.
Oh, but nice to meet people of like craft.
And Corvus is immediately fanciful with the long tailcoat. It's
It goes along the floor, Corvus. It does definitely need to be taken in. Yeah,
drags on the ground, gets dirt on.
Yeah, maybe not so long. Put it to the ankles, and we'll call it good.
If one
learned for different reasons.
Gifton, he's got a very long cloak. It's mildly funny.
If one of yours wants to take it in, I've got some spare sewing supplies in that box there.
Well, I'm more of the sewer of. Well, that's a bit morbid way to put it. I'm a doctor, medical practitioner. Looks at Cassie. Carpenter, inventor. Gifton, she's hiding, but she's a seamstress.
What's
that one over there?
He looked around when you mentioned Gifton, and like you've already pointed at most other people.
Yeah.
Just points at.
Is she outside?
Raz twice.
No, she's hiding in that man's pocket. She's a.
He gives you a doubtful look.
Gifton, come out of Raziel's pocket.
There are no tigers nearby, are there?
No more tigers.
Unfortunately, Gift is getting struck with a little bit of the Fae right now, and it might be fun to pretend she doesn't exist.
Tigers? Tigers not been sighted in a few weeks.
She is terribly afraid of.
Listen, I've met half folk, and they don't fit in pockets.
Smaller. She's Fae.
He's squinting at you.
You're thinking I'm crazy, and that's very understandable, and many people do think that.
For once...
He's going to look at the rest of you, and he's very, very gently and kindly just saying, is your friend a little touched?
Nodding?
No.
Depends in what way.
Okay.
Multiple different answers.
I'm going to very loudly whisper, he's had a rough few weeks. Also hand at the wrong side of the face, so very obvious.
That is very well pointed.
He nods and just smiles at you kindly, Corvus.
Incorrect.
Gift is trying really hard to not giggle.
Anyway,
I'm sure your Fae friend is very Fae and good, and
she's being very Fae-ish right now.
Of course. Well, Fae lady, I greet you and welcome you to my home.
Thank you.
She screams.
Thanks. Great. You now have scared them.
It's the appropriate way for a Faye to respond. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is.
I was trying to be a good guest and try to introduce everybody, and you all create a laughing stock of it.
I'm scared of cats.
Shrug.
Chris
As
says there's a big cat.
as he's leaning back, like hand to his chest, like, oh my god, my heart is pounding. The door is going to open, and another. By the way, when I say door, these doors are fucking huge. The door opens again, and another driver comes in. She is rather large, larger than he seems to be.
Wielding a weapon.
She has a axe over her shoulder.
Oh, great.
And has what looks like to be some tied off pieces of log on her back. And she comes in and goes, Dara, what's the noise about? Hello. Who are you all?
Hello.
Surprised by it, Annie Faye.
Right. Okay then. Who are you and what are you doing in my home? Keela,
You're
don't
told
be
that you knew
rude
the
to the
Hexenrikers.
guests. Yeah, I met the Hexenrikers a few times. Back before they all went nuts.
Do you know one named Oosglass? Eliza von Oosglass.
I don't know her, but I know of her.
Yeah. Jacksel again, minor illusion.
And
Do you know of her?
she leans in and goes, yeah, I went to the Hexenrikers, we're looking for her.
They didn't know where she was either?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
I can tell you where they were looking.
Where were they
That would be
looking?
appreciated.
You guys know this place well?
No.
No.
I don't think my
We
description is
might
going to be
able
much help then,
wrangle
is it?
Manias into helping.
Are you a better guy than Manias?
I'm not a guide.
We do need to
Neither is he. From what we can tell.
I'll tell you what though, there's a trade group coming over in a couple of days. They'll be heading back in that direction if you want to go with them. You're in a hurry.
Time to see the area.
We're unfortunately in a little bit of a hurry.
In that case then, you could probably go over to the Knoll Clan, hire out a guide there. They travel a lot more around. They'll know the place. Or I could point you in the right direction and help you find it.
I was going to give a suggestion that could also accomplish something you seem to be interested in, Gifton.
What?
If we use the ability to travel as wind, we could make our way to the Fae conclave that we were told about much quicker, and use that for the couple days to come back on the trading card.
I could also just turn us into wind and we could head off in the direction we think this is and start looking.
This maybe in character. So sorry, maybe I've missed it, but why is our time schedule so hasty?
Because they're an angry dragon god?
Yeah.
And we never know when we may be pulled into something again.
I mean, I'm kind of on the mindset right now that I don't know if you've seen, but Hea's getting beat up, and if Morgani's getting past Hea to get to us, that's not okay. That means that I'm worried she's losing.
Okay, this is the first that I have heard of this, so...
Well, you didn't decide to come to any of the meetings lately.
I wasn't aware there were any meetings.
You said you didn't want to come, and you had to send you back.
We were... Okay, this is beyond topic now. Alright, so Angry Dragon God, finding loose glass, it helps with this. Fair enough.
It helps with if we're going to try and cure Morgani of her madness or do the whatever crazy thing that they were going to do. And also, remember, Cassiopeia's father's on the line right now.
Right, and I thought that that was a more pressing matter than...
Oosglass is all of those things.
Okay.
Oosglass, remember, we found out Oosglass has the research notes from the crazy dragon man that went to Noran and did the bad things from the Hexenreich people, and so we have to go get that information to give to I don't know. Listen, we got to get that stuff because that's how we're supposed to fix everything.
Okay, I understand that because I was part of that. Class has the research notes. The research notes are what the things that have Cassie's father want.
Well, they don't want the notes. They want Cassie's angelic essence. But we were going to use that information because that information would tell us how to get into that place. Remember, it's really convoluted. There's a lot of steps to this, so we've got to keep going towards this class.
Okay. If you break your ankle, let me know.
She is the linchpin on many things of what
I'm understanding that now.
That's why
there is a loud funk as the axe gets like embedded into the wall, and there's a lot of marks in that wall. Like this is where she puts her axe. You can see this makes Dara like wince. Like, no, dear, don't do that.
Apologies.
Right. So, loud clamoring in my home about some utter nonsense. To be frank.
If you could point us in the right direction, we'll get out of your hair. I'm sorry.
Okay. You all got something to note this down with?
Yes.
Yeah.
Carrick pull out one of his books and his ink.
Right, and she will start to give you some directions. Basically, she wants you to
out of her home.
She tells you that the Hexenreikers were searching around an area known as the Lostless Falls.
Lostless?
Mm-hmm. And basically points you in a direction, tells you that by right of right, it is a few weeks away. The Hexenreikers tended to use flying machines to get there, and could do so quite quickly. They had already searched a whole lot of other areas, and this was the next step. They were keen to head off and look around. They'd started but had never finished before they had burned themselves to a crisp, as she puts it.
Unsurprising.
I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, it's a little hard to miss. Large waterfalls. You'll see the spray coming up above the tree line.
Okay.
So we just fly above the tree lines as the clouds, and we should be able to source that out.
Yeah, as long as we don't lose our direction. All right. Well, thank you so much. I'm sorry for invading your home.
It's fine. Dara, for your hospitality.
Yep, it was very kind.
Wasn't she the one that I'm mispronouncing it? Siobhan?
Siobhan.
Had mentioned.
Do you want it written down, Becky?
The old. No. I was trying to pronounce. What is it? Pronunciate what I wrote down.
There you go.
I was going to say that's not going to help.
Yeah, that is nowhere near what I spelled. How I spelled it.
All right. Anyway.
She
is
knew
not the person that
songs?
No, that was Nula.
Yeah, that'd be Nula.
Oh.
Also, do you want Kila's name? There you go.
I'm guessing
Dara is pretty easy.
This is Dara's name.
Okay.
Yep.
At least partially spelled right.
It's all in brogue.
Freaking Irish.
I don't even want to know what Nula is. All right. No, we should probably get going.
She actually frowns, and in her very gruff way goes, well, "You're not hiring off, are you?"
We probably should.
Go on, stay for a bit. You cooked them any food, Dara? No, we don't have anything in right now. You can pop out real quick and get something in, can't you? Not gonna have guests going hungry.
We're fine. We had a meal earlier.
Nah, nonsense. A proper drink, at least.
No, we shouldn't drink and fly. It'll make us veer all over the place.
She frowns a bit and crosses her arms.
Thank
so
you
you
for your
just
hospitality.
so you just drop in and leave.
I believe the polite thing, Gifton, would be to
Is
really
to
stay for
stay.
a drink.
You gotta have one at least. Honey, I think they really want to be on their way. Nonsense. I won't be heard that I have not offered the hospitality. Dara just gives you a look of like, just take it, just take the drink.
We can stay.
Yes, thank you for the offer. We will enjoy a drink.
she moves down to another cupboard and actually pulls out what looks like to be a cast wooden flask. Great big bulbous thing. And she looks at you and goes, "I hope you like sweet meads."
That would be delightful.
Oh, meats. I heard meads.
Meads.
The drink, mead.
Yeah, drink.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Not meat.
Yeah.
So I did hear meads correctly.
Yes,
okay.
you did.
Mhm.
And
yes.
basically, she pours you all a little tippler of this.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot
And
drink, but thank you.
she comes over to Raziel and goes, "So where's the voice coming from?"
I poke my head out of the pocket.
Oh, you Sprite,
No, brownie.
brownie. Oh, don't get many of your kind here. Not many at all.
Did get any?
Yeah, only heard of you, not seen.
I didn't think there were any brownies outside Barast.
I've heard tale of you. Can't say though. Not sure I got something small enough for you. You're okay with a big cup?
It's okay. I don't need any.
No. I am not. Letting them leave without hospitality would be one thing. The Phalo, no, I'm not going to have that hanging over me.
But you better make sure that Lord Dingus has some then, because Lord Dingus of the Bridge here is an actual Fey Lord. I point to
Dingus bobs his head.
Can you please stop spooking them?
In that case, you both have some. Maybe I can find a thimble. You got a thimble, Dara? You know I don't use. Find one. I'm sure you got one. And poor Dara is sent digging through his boxes of equipment. And
You have a thimble, Gifton.
I mean, gifted symbol not that useful.
I reach into my pocket, pull out a thimble, and put it on my finger and look at Corvus. Yes, I do have one.
I thought you had like stuff for this kind of situation.
Oh, I have cups. Yeah. Take a cup out.
Oh, well, there you go then. That's far easier. And Dara, who had just pulled out a thimble, looks defeated. You can use that for the Lord. And she will, wash that thimble out real quick. And Dingus is given a tip for her. Your little cup is filled. And she raises her own little cup to all of you and goes, "Right then, to your journeys into finding your lost Hexenreich person."
To our journeys.
Journeys.
She'll down hers. This is sweet, but it's very, very burny. Incredibly burny.
Gibson is.
Dingus immediately goes.
Gibson isn't sure if she wants to drink this.
Dingus is like wiggling his head back and forth. It's like, don't like it, get it out. Raz downs it, winces a little bit, just sets the cup down.
I'll down it if Raz drowned it.
I mean, Marcus likes that kind of drink.
Mhm.
Corvus probably does so.
Right then, you're satisfied with your hospitality.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Right then, my home is your home. You need to come back. You come back. We'll see you bedded.
Alright, thank you. Bye bye.
Very much.
She actually looks around her home and goes, somehow.
Thank you for the kindness. May the melody carry you.
And thank you for the directions.
Whatever you just said back at you. She nods a bit as if like, get out of my home.
heading out.
That's the thing we were trying to do.
Yeah, but you're trying to do it improperly.
Jax will politely bow and get out.
Corvus will stand up, turn around, bow.
Yeah.
And to Daro.
Dara.
Dara's actually getting up to like walk you all out, and
thank you for the trade.
of course, and he's actually pulling the door shut behind him. He's coming out with you guys and goes, "Sorry about that. She's not a people person, but she's she's got to do things right."
It's fine. Thank you so much. We have we don't know how to culturally do things over here, so we don't know what's appropriate. Sorry if we were rude.
Oh no, you were fine. Don't think we're all like she is. She's fiery, and he says that with a bit of fondness. You'll find a lot of nice people here willing to lend you a hand. In fact, Diarmid could see you on the way. He likes to wander off and about. Although you mentioned something about flying mist.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn everybody into wind, and we're gonna fly there.
Ah, okay. Don't think Diarmid's gonna help you that much then. Oh.
Again, thank you for the hospitality and information and directions.
Sorry for our hasty exit.
Oh, that's fine. If you're looking for a place to rest, Riona tends to host those that are just popping through, traders and so on.
And where would that be?
If you see the platforms leading off over there, it's got a large building just around the bend.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And he nods and gives you a little wave as he sort of sneaks back inside.
So, I'm gonna actually. Are we high enough to actually see like sky?
No, you'd have to go. Well, you can see peaks of it, but you'd have to go higher.
Is it still daytime?
Yes.
Okay.
Raz actually looks at you and goes, "Oh, are we moving on, or are we going to stay here for a little bit to rest first?"
Well, it's probably better we get moving.
Then let's get moving.
Yeah. All right. We won't be able to talk once we get going, so let's make sure we're going in the right direction.
We find a waterfall. We descend.
Somebody got a compass so we can keep going in that direction real quick. Which way are we heading?
I guess Raz will actually pull out a compass. And
we'll find that direction that she gave us, and then point ourselves that way and go. Okay, we start heading that way, and then we try and keep going that way. Okay.
And he nods and goes, "Oh, it should be fairly easy to keep direction. That's heading towards the large tree."
Jaxel, when Raz had pulled out a compass, was going to pull out an orb of direction and activate it.
Mm-hmm.
I almost wish we. No, it probably wouldn't work.
What's that?
I was thinking I could transport us over by the big tree and see if heading back this way, But I think it's probably easier to have the tree as a direction to follow.
It depends. I think that's quite a bit further than the area they were trying to reach.
Yeah, we do need to go down and get Hadwin, though, because I have to cast this on Hadwin as well.
Ah, yes. Back the way we came then.
Yep, so we'll head back down to go get Hadwin.
Okay. Right. So you go back the way you came, and you actually do pass Siobhan again. You actually come around and see her blow darting another bird that is caught in the webbing. And she gives you a little wave as she climbs out onto the webbing to retrieve it. And she
back at her.
She holds up the bird and goes, "You got dinner for tonight."
We'll be all right. Thank you, though.
Here, take this. And she comes back along and just holds the bird out for you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And she smiles and then moves on to check out some more echo netting. And you'll get down to Headwind.
Yeah, get to Headwind. All right, everybody ready for 8 hours of quiet travel?
Me.
Yay.
Yeah. You might want to
Oh.
put Merrick in the food room.
Yeah.
Me.
It's only 10 creatures.
Yeah. You're gonna pet Merrick.
Me?
We will
If
get
you
you
want
back as
Merrick-
soon as we can.
If you want Merrick to stay with you, Hadwin can go in the food room.
Hadwin
Hadwin
is not
can go in the food
familiar.
room.
He's a construct. He can go wherever.
He isn't.
He
There's a difference between the way they send somebody to the food room and doing that. They're not using the door. They're just making it disappear like this.
Oh, right. The
Actually, she told me pull out the dragonfly
Sorry.
and make it
Yeah,
disappear.
yeah. I thought you.
No, we can't summon.
the
We can't.
door. Yeah,
We can't.
Yeah,
We can't summon the door for a day.
got it. Sorry.
I'm gonna
Magic.
pet Merrick. We'll get you back as soon as we can. Enjoy the
Puffy
delicious
cheeks.
food. I will miss you too.
More puffy cheeks.
I wonder if I
You
can
guys
make
tell me
Hadwin a familiar.
What that deer is gonna say. It's just, no, because I sent the fucking dragonfly in still the metal form to the
Yeah.
food room. It's gonna appear there and plunk down onto the table.
Blink.
Gonna send Merrick back to the food room.
I think this is just
And-
flashing. I want to go in the food room.
Oh, she could go in the food room, but you're not fighting warriors. You're a freaking dragon. Okay, so I cast Windwalk on everybody.
But wait, isn't gifted the familiar? Couldn't he send you to the food room?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think-
You to the
I
food
think-
room.
I'm not saying that
Raziel's
in
familiar.
character.
Get
Probably
to
not
go
going to
to
bring
your
up
food
to him.
room.
Alright.
Dingus is just gonna, or Dingus and Raziel are gonna
All
dismiss me.
becomes mist. And I assume you'll rise above the treetop
Yep.
and
then
start
we'll-
heading towards Yggdrasil.
as fast as we can.
Okay.
Fast.
Yeah, I'm going to say that this is going to cut what would be a couple of weeks' travel down substantially. Mathematics.
Oh,
300
we can only
feet
do this for 8
versus...
hours.
Yeah, I can only do it for 8 hours. Then I have to cast it again.
Yeah. 1
But
second.
honestly, we should take a rest after. Probably at the point we
That's
get to 8
safe.
hours.
Yeah.
With how far we travel, we can arrange to take a long rest after that, and then
Yeah.
That's easy enough.
Uh-huh.
relax.
It's
for a little
unfortunate
bit.
we can't have a guide come with, but I can't bring more people because we've got Raz and.
Okay, I will say
Adwin, we can't
with
go in.
resting, this will basically take you 2 days, so you'll have to cast this twice.
Yeah.
Okay, so at the end of the first 8 hours, you basically just find a spot to settle down in. It's a little hard to scout it out as you are, being ephemeral and all. But I'm going to say everybody give me some perception checks.
I didn't roll bad. I didn't roll as good.
I'm
as
too
everybody
busy
who has
looking
rolled
at
bonus.
various things.
Yeah,
Okay.
better than me.
I'm gonna say most of you find like decent spots. However, Corvus and Cassie, you find what is the most flat ground that you can conceive of here. Like it's just a small little area that you could probably comfortably settle down in and get tended up without rolling about during the night. So you can all resume your standard shapes and head over to that spot.
Okay.
And can set up camp for the night. Are you guys going to do watches?
Of course.
Probably a good idea.
Okay,
This is a stupidly dangerous place.
what is your watch order?
I'm going to be
We do still have one set up.
I might be selfish and not take a watch.
Be it the darkest of night, I guess.
Yes, it's pretty dark.
So,
Yeah.
It's really dark, in
There's-
fact.
There's
How-
a lot of us, right?
How
Until they can do
many of us
extra.
are there?
oh, I should
Uh,
update this.
Let's see, 6 standard PCs, Dingus, Echo, Raziel,
And
Hadwin
as far as
was
the
with me.
that's why
And
we have
Hadwin.
10.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because I can only do 9 with this. Is it me and 9 or is it 9 total? 9 total.
Yes, 9 total. So
So.
Yeah, we do have a watch order.
Yeah.
Still.
Then you need 4 for a minimum watch.
How?
Go
You know,
rest
I
or
haven't
take a
asked.
watch.
This is like forest,
Just
not
That's
rainforest,
the
right?
That's the order we had. If we want to change that around, we can.
I'll let's just keep that watch. It's fine.
Okay. All right. So you're going to take up watch. Raziel will spend his watch with Gifton.
Mhm.
And Echo will spend hers with Corvus, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, Echo's going to sleep.
Echo chooses sleep.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
I'm actually editing that because my perceptions went higher now.
Okay. On the first watch, Gifton, if you would give me a perception check, you and Dingus can do separate, or you can do the advantage. Thanks, Dingus.
By the way, I am bringing Merrick back for when we finally rest. So.
Okay.
Not bothering with Mordenkainen's Faithful Hound because in area of the jungle, having something that barks whenever someone gets within 30 feet of it seems like a problem.
Yeah.
We're gonna
right.
do separate because I had a look at Dingus's stats. Oh, that's sad.
Dingus,
roll a
not see
one.
good.
He technically gets advantage, but yeah, still not that good. I do pretty good.
Wow, Raz.
Raz sees everything.
Okay.
He protect me from Tiger.
Yeah. At one point, you do see him actually look up, and he just casts a little bolt of magic, just a little firebolt, and it just spooks away something that was clambering up in the trees. And he settles back down beside you and goes, "I have no idea what that was, but it was looking at us."
It's not looking at us anymore.
No. And he will tell you a story.
Yeah, I get bedtime stories.
Yeah, he was going to tell you a story of his first host back home.
And am I going to get poetry read to me?
You will get poetry.
Oh, this is the best.
Yeah.
Kristen's writing down poetry to save it.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we'll wake up the next watch.
Also, Gifton, at the end of his story, he's actually a little tearful. Right. Second watch.
Why is he tearful?
You get the feeling that it sounds like it was a nice time.
Oh,
It was
time he's reminiscing.
It was essentially he was always on task in this cycle, but it was before he was supposed to act.
So he's killing time.
So he just got to be himself a bit.
Oh.
Didn't have to be doing anything. Didn't have to be setting up any lies or anything. Just had to enjoy.
Okay. Shaxon and Corvus.
And I'll bump mine up to a 25. Not particularly necessary, but just in case.
Okay. Your watch goes by uneventfully.
Corvus just sitting at the campsite, scratching in his journal.
Okay.
Jack, however, is doing the actual scout thing of if he's on watch, he's actually got the rifle, he's parrying down the sight and watching.
Third watch, Carrick. Give me a perception check, please.
I have a familiar, I think that gives a...
Yep, you can have advantage from Merrick.
But
I'm getting in that. Actually, I don't think I have that.
6.
Okay. Early into your watch. Telda, you're in sentry mode, right? Early into your watch, you hear a sound out in the woods, a large crunch followed by another one, and Telda actually becomes active, and he looks at you, and he goes, "That is concerning. You should go look. I will go check in over there."
Oh no.
And he gives you a firm nod. It's like, "Yep, we'll check it out."
Okay.
And Telday moves off into the woods, as do you.
Why are you guys freaking out? I just asked Yuli to play for a second while I'm eating some chips.
And
let's hear the crunch of those chips, Telday.
Okay. I know Kronos hates it, but all right.
Out in the woods, Carrick,
Mm-hmm.
You find the strangest creature.
Okay.
It's roughly, it's a little bit pig-like, but it's got this like long sort of droopy snout.
Oh.
And it just seems to be like trying to nudge this log over, this rotten log. It seems to be rummaging.
Capybara.
It's tapir.
Tapir,
I
yeah.
was just saying, how big is this? Because you
It
said
has a
that at first.
sword.
I was like, just how elephant?
It's a tapir.
Okay.
Tapir.
Does it have a sword?
At sight of you, it runs.
Okay.
It makes a little
Yeah.
noise.
Heading back.
You head back, and Telday comes back not long after, and just goes, "I could not find anything. Could you?"
I found some long-nosed pig thing that ran away.
Nothing of concern then. And Telday is going to resume his position and just nod to you and then resume his sentry mode.
Didn't hear the scream of something being beheaded.
Right.
We know that's true. You didn't find anything.
Moving on. Cassie, you are awakened. You can see the sky above. It's just that sort of lightening of nighttime sky that sort of suggests the approaching of dawn.
Okay.
There is a little bit of light under the canopy here, and it's mostly thanks to fireflies and so on. There is a whole manner of like little luminescent insects that float by on occasion. But mostly it's your guys' campfire, which I assume you've got a campfire. Most of you would know that wild animals don't like fire.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Also, we had to cook our food.
Yeah.
'cause Dingus
Oh
was
yeah,
really
by the
upset
way,
about not cooking.
that was an exceptionally meaty bird. Did not taste like poultry.
It's gamey,
Mm-hmm.
like duck or goose.
But perception check, please, Cassie.
Okay.
Okay, right, Cassie. You are idling about, and there are no unnatural sounds. I mean, there's lots of unnatural sounds, but you know what I mean. There's no alarmingly unnatural sounds, which makes it exceptionally alarming when just at the edge of the firelight you see a set of glowing eyes staring at you, and something crawls on the back of your neck, and you know to look to the side, and you see another set of glowing eyes. In the other direction, another set of glowing eyes.
Raptors.
Or raptors.
Cass is going to stand up, crack her neck, and go, the lot of you don't want any of this. Go home. Live another day.
The eyes vanish. It looks like they closed. And then you hear the sound of movement. And then there's more movement coming around and around.
I'm pulling heavy load and powering it on. And Cass is looking for the eyes again.
Okay, and that's where we're going to initiative. Only we'll do the same next week.
No.
So roll initiative
figured
now or next week?
We'll roll
wait till we have
initiative.
tokens.
Yeah, we'll roll it
on
next
a-
week.
on a map.
Okay.
You didn't wake us up.
Yeah, I gave her the chance to wake you all up, but
yeah, she pulls her gun out. It's like, okay.
I don't know. I think she's gonna wake you up in a moment.
Yeah.
True.
And it's going to be a very sharp awakening.
yes, unfortunately, you're likely to be more before you can get out of bed.
I feel bad for Raziel. He's basically in a sleeping bag situation with Dingus and Gifton both using him as bed.
He has that thing of cannot roll over sleep, cannot roll over in sleep.
I gotta roll over and sleep.
I will say I'm very lucky that I used the computational gem for my freaking AC because I'm not gonna put armor on.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Although actually, my C, because I would not be sleeping in the mat. Actually,
on the bright side, I'm a
I'd probably sleep in the
high-end
mats where
Ellen
we are.
worshiper, and I have a thing where beasts don't actually like to attack me. They have to make a wisdom saving throw in order to get at me. So if it's an animal, I'm okay. If it's
a
anything's
beast.
not a beast, I'm in trouble.
So, okay, here's the question that I ran into with stuff like that. Is it a beast or a monstrosity?
No,
I
it's
mean-
only beast.
Yeah.
Monstrosity is a different type.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was
So
gonna say,
hopefully
all
it's
monsters
not
are
an
set that
owlbear.
way. So
Yeah, not an owlbear.
Right, well, welcome to Unit Affleck, everybody. I hope that was okay.
That was good.
We will do it the same
I
time
want
next
to
week.
hear more.
Everybody gets 5,000 experience points.
Wow.
You get your usual point of piety.
Hey.
Well, heck, then you get an extra Mirror's piety for some mysterious reason.
He really likes chips.
Yeah.
Also, my heart, Gifton wants to go all these other places right now so bad, but I'm like, no, we have to be good.
That is why Shax did give that alternate idea.
Yeah, it's just I figured it was fair for Gifton to go, no, but I'm trying to be responsible right now. Don't let me not be responsible right now. Right? Like,
Wait,
gotta do this.
what? Why did Telday do that?